Sack.
I'm like a day away from just trashing these things.
So it's taking you this long? It's a bold strategy.
You're a funny young man, Jason Ross. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, and hi. Can you feel it? Yeah. That's a smell of winning. It's a nice warm blanket you throw on yourself. And I've gone, I they say the whole "hello darkness, my old friend," that line.
They do.
I haven't experienced an angry win in a long time. Like after,
let's kick it.
I think I felt a lot like my wife often does, just disappointed, unfulfilled, just, it is what it is.
Wow, I thought the solo was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, boy, did I get it yesterday from
It was okay.
I picked my kiddo up from school, and she was,
Wrath.
"Daddy, is there pozole? There's still pozole, right?" I was like, well, actually.
She hates me and Chris.
She blamed me. She didn't blame you guys.
Good.
Thankfully, though, I didn't realize my wife, it filled up 2 containers. I thought I took the only container.
Oh, not one?
Not 1 container, but 2 containers. And so there was some left over when she got there.
How many inside jokes can we get in today?
For real. We should actually sponsor our inside jokes. So then, you guys remember yesterday I was talking about my wife has this issue with putting the toilet paper roll, the empty toilet paper roll in the wastebasket that is a foot away.
Sounded more like a Dave issue.
This is just an issue. It's an issue, long time issue that's being passed down to my children. And, and girls, not to get to whatever, but, they're sitting full time when they're in there, and, you take the roll off and you put it in your left hand and you drop it. It's not difficult. And I'm the guy that also, when we bring home like the big giant thing of toilet paper, when the kids were little, I used to make them do the math. Okay, so we have 12 rolls of toilet paper and there's 3 bathrooms. So how many rolls do you put in? They're like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, just put these in there. Well, that's one of their little jobs they do. They go and you put the rolls underneath the sink or in the cabinet or whatever. I'm like the bathroom manager, right? So anyways, this is how it goes yesterday when they get home, when Coach Mommy and crew get home. So I say, she goes, "Hey, heard your bit on the toilet paper thing. Great job." And obviously my wife's been married to me. We've been married almost 16 years. She's never been married to me when I haven't been on radio, with the exception of that 1 year. She understands that sometimes things are going to get on the air, and there's a line that I, believe it or not, don't bring on the air. So she gets it, but she will sometimes bring up she's not there to defend herself. And I go, what would your defense be? I told no lies or exaggerations. There were 4 rolls of toilet paper empty on the floor, and a full roll next to them on the floor, and an empty roll of toilet paper on the holder. None of that's a lie. She goes, "Yeah. But did you tell everybody how every morning I come downstairs and all the cabinets are open?"
What about this?
And is it just...
Chris was laughing.
I could hear it through.
Yes.
And here's the thing.
Now, Mr. Wagland, this come to my attention that you have left the toilet rolls unfulfilled. Is that correct, ma'am?
So,
yeah, but what about him? What's going on with the cabinets, Dave?
Is that just a universal spousal / partner thing where it's a what about? And
but what is going on with the cabinets?
I can say that's a very fair what about, though. Because it could have been like, oh, yeah, well, remember 2 years ago when you did this?
Here's the thing. When my wife says something like, "You leave the cabinets open in the morning," what I say? I say, "Oh, okay, I will try to close them. Thanks for pointing it out."
Yeah.
I probably don't say thanks for pointing it out, but you get my point. But my point to her, I just stared at her and I went, what?
That's her toilet paper roll.
You can't, but then bring it. You can't bring your thing up because I brought my thing up. You bring it up. If it was that big of a deal, you'd already brought it up. Bring it up. I'll own it. Like if I'm wrong, I'll own it and say, okay, yeah, I got to close the cabinet doors, which may I just add, whatever.
I think, really?
I mean, kind of
whatever.
Like,
I think you could have said, I was looking for the toilet paper.
What my thing would be, okay, I'll own it. But like, also, what is the damage to leaving a cabinet door open? Like, oh, you can see the dishes. You're going in there, but I'll own it. I should.
What is the damage for not putting the toilet paper on?
Because it's messy and weird. You're walking.
Oh, you win
on these pebbles of toilet paper rolls there. But okay. But for the sake of argument, I'll own the cabinet thing. Fine. I'm wrong, and I will. But
she's not owning the other.
No, and as I explained to her, I'm like, you can't. That's not how you can't communicate like that in a marriage. Because it's like, hey, you said this thing and it really offended me. You know what? What about that thing you said the other day? Like, and then it's just this. If you've been married long enough, you are always going to have a roll of dirty laundry that you can bring to the forefront for anything anyone says. You accidentally shot the dog in the head. Yeah, remember the one time that you punched the kid in the store? I don't know, but that makes
even.
Right. We're right. Like it's a scoreboard.
I rarely ever do this, but to play devil's advocate.
No, yes, please.
It is easier to close a cabinet than throw away a toilet paper roll.
Okay, number one.
Wait, the bigger issue too, by the way, is it throwing away the toilet paper roll or not, like
replacing
threading it or whatever?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Are you one of those people that it has to be a certain way?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm not. Like there is
a preference though.
I do have a preference. I do.
Over the top or underneath?
Underneath. So I can. Oh, you're an over the top guy? I don't care as long as I can wrap it around my.
I'm going to leave your cabinets open.
Let me ask you this: are you a folder?
It depends. Yeah. The mood. Yeah, sometimes origami.
Yeah. Jason is a depends guy. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to make that decision.
Hey, look, paper airplane.
I feel sometimes I'm sitting there and I think, I wonder how much I've done for the environment just simply by folding. How many trees have I saved over the years?
This comes from your mother and father.
100%. You really need an award for this.
I should be recognized by an environmental group.
You're heroic.
For just one simple fold per round saves. This will be a fun show. How many trees does it save? A lot.
Yeah.
Like I've probably in my lifetime in my pooping career, I've saved an oak tree. I think a full oak tree,
an old one too.
Well, like a really old one. You can bury things under, not like people, but like like in Shawshank.
Oh,
I'm just
treasures.
Are we high?
Yes.
Is there something going on in there?
That's what the beam left us. Andy Dufresne.
I'm just saying, dude. Like,
I don't think this is resolved.
It's not. And the thing is, here's where I'm really, as I complain about things, here's where it really, this is where, so my wife is now in her second week of coaching. And it's great. She is really into it. Like,
It's awesome.
Is having a blast. It's something that was very intimidating to her. It's a scary step. She is not a forceful, outgoing, she is.
Let's hear her coach voice again.
I want you to run a lap. And she's getting better. She has her little whistle. Set the screen. And I'm really, really proud of her, because Mason has his practice with the boys and she's running practice with the girls and she's talking to the other coaches and she's reading coaching books and watching videos. She's really into this thing. It's a great hobby for her, but I think she's going to have to quit. And what I mean by that is it's screwing up my schedule.
That's really important.
We're eating dinner.
What about my schedule?
Thank you. What about my schedule? We're eating dinner at like 8:30 every day.
Yeah.
When they come home.
So it's important to wait for them, which is a good thing.
I try to.
That's a good thing.
I've got a daughter who goes psycho. So I've got to, feed her snacks like a bunny or something just to keep her sane. But we try to have dinner as a family, but then they get home and they're all tired and just done with the day. And it's like, well, okay, well, that we're not having any great interaction here. And then she just throws on, Top Chef or some crap and, off to bed.
I'm attempting to dazzle Dave.
So she's I'm gonna have to have that conversation with her today. You're gonna have to. How do you think that's?
You're gonna have to reevaluate the situation.
I honestly think at this point,
while she's breaking down film,
right? Exactly. I think at this point, if I said, you're gonna have to choose, she'd be like, "Oh, okay."
You really want to answer that question?
Please leave all the cabinets open you want. No, I'm happy for her, and it's great. I just wish she'd, don't coaches teach or shouldn't coaches teach accountability?
Yes.
You got to have an accountability buddy. And she's not mine. And what kind of message is that sending to the young minds she's coaching when
right?
You know who would own the toilet paper roll situation? Mike Brown.
Yes.
Mike Brown would own
it wouldn't be a situation.
He would pay a fine, he'd run a lap, and he'd sign a contract.
And he'd turn on the Jets.
Which may be why there's a toilet paper situation in the first place. We'll take a break. When we return, hey, we got a big show for you today. Samuel L. Amick is going to join us at 8 a.m. from The Athletic for a double shot there. Kelly Brothers with Sports Business. He will join us as he does every Thursday at 7:30. We've got the NFL weekend coming up. Week 10 starts today. But we're going to talk a lot of Kings. I am unfulfilled. You have.
I just got this.
It's still bright purple, and I am kind of double dipping today. Like I'm in other.
You have a meeting. You going somewhere?
I have a King shirt on underneath.
That looks like Mickey Mouse.
It is Mickey Mouse. It's
the famous Mickey Mouse connected to the Kings.
100%. You don't know that thing? It's a thing.
Yeah.
Remember that time you did the thing?
Yeah.
You left the cabinets open. When we come back, leading it up next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Carmichael Dave here telling you something you already know. Your time is important, and that's why at American Energy Heating and Air, they make shopping for a furnace easy with their new online quoting tool. Just go to AmericanEnergyAir.com, get an instant quote today. That'll help you determine what system you need to get and provide the best pricing options as well from the comforts of your home. Here's the thing. Nobody's going to come to your home. Nobody will come to your home. That's convenience. Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want, give them a call and talk through what your needs are. Call 916-520-9990 today. 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
All right, we're having an issue. Is that me or you?
It's me.
It's you? Okay. Well, I'm playing the highlight, and I'll just keep going until you find it.
It's me.
But you see how Chris was like, no, remember that one time you left it down and we couldn't get any audio? Yeah, just, Chris owned it immediately.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's the thing. It's not even his problem. It's not his fault. It's somebody else
Change the board up overnight.
Messing with the board overnight.
So this is a little scary because I can't find you.
You can't find our audio?
It's like not on here.
Can I ask this just to go behind the scenes? I know nobody cares, but whatever. Like, I've never run the board.
Mm-hmm.
what we run 3 local shows,
Right?
What would make it to where? Why would this ever be messed with?
I'm totally guessing here because I'm not as experienced. Obviously,
hey,
it's right there.
It's right there. Like, why would? Yeah,
unless there's like some sort of feed from that pot to the King, remote.
Oh, the King.
No, it was on StreamYard. I don't like this is like specifically this computer. This is supposed to stay on here unless we have a football game. We did have a basketball game, but that wasn't changed. I don't know why it's on StreamYard.
Was somebody running it at one of our shows last night? The Return of the Roar or whatever.
No, we had Kings
football. I mean, like recording one or something.
Well, how does Watkins do the post-game show? That's just through StreamYard, right?
Yeah,
I don't think that goes through there.
No.
Yeah, that's all on him.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. That behind the scenes brought to you by Crumble Cookies.
I blame Alan Styles.
What?
I blame Alan Styles.
That's a strategy. Here we go. Cut number 1. Yeah, okay. So the Kings won last night. They won in overtime. I'm happy they won.
I don't like your tone.
I'm happier that they won than they lost. It was
don't like it
important to win. But I found myself like, I don't know. I'm hungry. There's nothing in the cupboards. I go to the last cupboard. I find an entire case of saltines and water. I eat them. I go to bed.
You're not fulfilled.
I'm full, but I'm not fulfilled. And last night was like a carton of saltines game.
But you absolutely needed the saltines.
I would have died if I did not get those saltines. So I am thankful that the saltines were there, and I want to acknowledge that it's better than not having saltines.
And the best saltine wasn't even there. There was like the one on the top was the best one. It was gone.
It was gone.
Yeah.
It was, and there was nothing to dip it in. Yeah. There was nothing to spread on it. It was just plain old saltine. That's how I feel about last night's game. Like, I acknowledge the win. It's so much better than a loss. We were, down late and came back, and yay. But oh my God, what the hell is wrong with this team? I understand De'Aaron Fox isn't playing. I fully understand that, and that is a big thing. And of course, you got to acknowledge it. They're not going to be as good without De'Aaron Fox. And by the way, give him the MVP right now. He's the MVP, obviously. But dude,
play better.
Oh my
God!
Shoot the ball the right way. Are they high? It's like DeMontis Sabonis and friends. Mm-hmm. I look. DeMontis hasn't been perfect, but he's been really, really, for the most part, good and was great last night.
Yeah. Thank goodness for Malik.
Thank goodness for Malik Monk. And at some point, Mike Brown made putting Keon Ellis in for Davion Mitchell. And I like the way Davion responded.
I agree.
But look, I understand and I appreciate the whole we have a first unit and a second unit, and we want these guys to be comfortable. I don't need to show, nor do you need to show. We do not need to dig into our wallets and pull out our Kevin Huerter fan club card. We love Kevin Huerter.
He had a season high
to pieces, and he had a season high. But at some point, you kind of got to look at that spot and go, well, maybe we try Malik at the 2. Maybe we try him next to Fox when he comes back, or whomever. Maybe how I understand the power of a 6 man. I do, but why can't Kevin be the 6 man? At some point, you have to look at that and go, okay, I love you to death, and we want you to work through it. But this guy's going 27-10 or whatever the hell it is on the bench. He's had multiple bench crazy performances. Maybe we start the guy. I don't know. I found myself happy with the win, but pissed off at the way we got it.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah. At least it was a W, though.
At least it was a W. And you know what? You know what happens when the Kings win, Jason? You light the beam.
Yes. I saw the new and improved beam, too.
So Sacramento, do Cool Hand a favor and light the beam.
Is that a wrestler named Cool Hand?
Yeah, Cool Hand Ange.
So Cool Hand Luke, but
Ange.
Ange?
Yeah.
Is that short for Angelo?
Very good.
Hey,
what?
you're a longtime wrestling fan.
Huge.
Yeah. But I saw the indoor beam version in the lower bowels of Golden. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is that thing? And then it brought it. I go, oh, it's the beam.
The beam is.
It looked really good in arena. Remember how you said that you didn't really like how it looked? It didn't look as good in the first. This was much better.
They worked out the beam kinks.
Chris was there for it.
Chris was actually there. Chris was trying to start the Domas Sabonis.
How about this? I heard him.
You heard him?
I heard him.
God bless you, Chris, for a lot.
Thank you.
You know, if only Scott Moak would back you up and help you out.
I know. I got 2 other people on board.
Did you?
Yes.
You know what? That 3 down, 17,990.
Almost there.
Oh, we're on our way. Domantas Sabonis.
He was trying hard. I could hear it.
And guess what? Thomas had a great game.
Yeah.
Because I talked to him after the game, we were texting, and he said, I heard whoever it was in the crowd, and that fight, he goes, is that the Kevin De Bruyne chant? And I said, it is, as a matter of fact. Wow, good pull, dude.
Yeah. He said, didn't he tell you that he really wants it to keep going? Get loud.
He said, honestly, if we ever get the whole crowd to do it, he goes, look,
we'll never lose again.
I have kids. That's the greatest moment of my life. Marriage, greatest moment of my life. Next to that, hearing the Domas Sabonis chant.
That was a bold statement by him.
Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
I am. Wait, hold on. What am I missing here? What was that? A Colts highlight that we just heard?
No.
Okay. Well, why do you say touchdown INDY?
It was a pick 6 from the quarterback of the Panthers.
Who's playing tonight?
No, I know.
It was a low light, I guess.
That's the only touchdown pass I could find.
Carolina and the Bears. Dave, it's Carolina and the Bears. This time they're playing.
I was 12 years old dreaming of this game. I've been waiting so long for the Panthers and Bears.
So much history. I mean, remember that time when
remember when Chris Winkie did,
yes. Yeah.
Steve Smith.
Uh-huh.
Just that run back Devin Hester had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The history.
Is this the Super Bowl shuffle all over again?
I think the Panthers are actually going to cut a video today and release it, along with the Grand Theft Auto 6 premiere as well. That trailer's coming out.
Yeah.
I
knew that.
We're going to talk about this a little bit later.
We are?
At 7. Yeah, we're not going to break down the Panthers and Bears because I don't even think anyone in Chicago or Charlotte cares about this game. But I'm kind of starting to wonder if this is like a really smart move by the NFL. Like, say what you want about the NFL. Like, they know what they're doing when it comes to, stuff that doesn't involve blatant racism or, stuff. But, like, they know how to market. And I'm kind of wondering if maybe there's a strategy behind this because this game sucks. Like, sucks.
Al Michaels did not pick this schedule.
Honestly, at this point, Al Michaels just, hello, everybody. Al Michaels here, and sorry.
Yeah, 2 teams. Just enjoy the night.
It's football.
Yeah.
Y'all watch the Hall of Fame game.
I'll show up at the end and tell you what the spread is.
Let's go over the vegetables I don't like. By the way, I saw apparently asparagus is his number 1 vegetable he hates. Also,
I thought he said he never ate one ever.
But somehow they got him to list like vegetables that he hates. He lists like
know?
and like there was an onion at 4. What?
He's had onions.
I feel like he's 100% had onions,
Yeah.
dude. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Kings were closer.
I mean, I put that in there because
the Rockets are winning out.
Are the Rockets the Kings of this year?
They're taking off.
I was watching the broadcast last night, and I forget who it was in the Kings that hit a corner three, and Kyle goes, bang, bang, bang. Bang, one bang for each point, right? And I was, I this. I always admire broadcasters and thing. What do you think about when a guy makes a three for a call? What do you think about saying triple down?
Okay,
as a call.
Okay,
like triple down. Malik Monk triples down, and Kings are up.
What's the thought process behind that? Obviously, three
triple
down.
You gotta have different
triple down.
You know what? You sold me on that.
Yeah,
I was like, you're so stupid. I'm like, you know what? That works.
Actually, when you explained it, it was better.
Yeah, it's a triple down. Triple down. Malik Monk. The Kings are up 3-0.
It would have been better if it was Bagley.
Bagley. Triples down. Right?
Double
yeah.
down.
Triple down. I don't think anybody uses
Double
that.
down.
Double down.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out Matt George, and hopefully
easy there.
Not in jail. We'll take a break. When you know who else wants to shout out Matt George? The FBI. Yep. Oh, good old Matty George. When we come back, the Kings beat the Blazers in overtime and let the parade begin. I don't want to be snarky. The Kings get a win.
Yes, they needed it. 2-5 would be bad. Now they're 3-4.
Winning, it's better than losing.
Facts.
We've got highlights for you next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Brace yourself for the chill this Thursday morning. Temperatures starting out in the 30s. For the afternoon, expect mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to the newest technology with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
Hagen Oaks wants you to know about the exciting new T-Series irons from Titleist, offering effortless speed, exceptional feel, and precise control. Working with tour pros and dedicated amateurs, Titleist T-Series are available in 4 different models. The fitting team at Hagen Oaks will find the perfect Titleist T-Series iron for you. Call 916-808-2531 to find your fit today. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
Your defending Big Sky champion Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday afternoon against the Cal Poly Mustangs. It's Military Appreciation Day at Hornet Stadium as we honor our local heroes. And don't miss the pregame flyover as kickoff is set for 2 p.m. Let's pack Hornet Stadium for the final regular season home game of the year as the Hornets strive for a 4th straight trip to the postseason. Don't miss any of the action or excitement of Hornet football. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Stingers up.
God, I'm so stressed about my business not being ready for the holidays. Uma. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Dell's Black Friday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of financing options and get free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals for huge savings today.
At AimYourDigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with AimYourDigital.com today.
Individual rates, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's trypie.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With wet weather here, you're probably going to play a few rounds in the rain, so keep a few things in mind in those wet conditions. The ball probably won't go as far because you'll get little, if any, run out. If you tend to hit the ball low, maybe think about adjusting the loft of your driver to carry the ball farther. And when you get to the short clubs on the wet ground, your wedge can have a tendency to dig into the turf, so focus on hitting the ball first. And if you occasionally spin the ball back on the greens, expect more of that to happen when they're wet. Now, all of this assumes that you're ready to play in the rain. You own waterproof shoes and rain gear, rain gloves which work best when wet, and an extra towel to keep everything else dry. But the most important thing you should bring to the first tee is a positive attitude. I found some of my most memorable rounds have been played in the rain. Overcoming the conditions to enjoy yourself while possibly shooting a good score makes for a great day. And remember, golf is a game, even in the rain. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Your Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday, 2 p.m. kickoff against the Cal Poly Mustangs. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Sactown Sports headlines. Sacramento Kings rebounded from their road trip with an overtime win over the Portland Trailblazers, 121-118. Domantas Sabonis led the team in scoring with 27 points. He also had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. Malik Monk also came up big with 23 points and career-high 10 assists. The Kings will be back in action on Friday when they host the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first in-season tournament game of the year. You can listen to Friday's game right here on Sactown Sports. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
He scores it. He cradles it. And then brings it a high, low, and back up and in. And the Kings are back in the lead at 21-20. Davion inbounds. Keegan rocks, fires, scores! How about that as an answer back? After his twin brother Steph did. Keegan now 2 of 9 from the floor, but the Kings have the lead at 41-31, but only momentarily.
I'm just going to skip ahead here to the fourth quarter. Skylar Mays is a guy that we all knew. Victor Wembanyama, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Skylar Mays.
Same company.
Same company. I give Skylar Mays my longtime Lorenzen Wright player of the game, rest in peace. Old heads will remember. Lorenzen Wright used to just absolutely annihilate the Kings every time he played them.
Until he became a King.
Yeah, exactly. And then, oops. I think he had 22 rebounds, 20, 21, 22 rebounds when he was with the Hawks at one point against us. And then he would do like nothing.
Yeah.
Anyways, here he was towards the end of the game. Skylar.
Let's see what the defense can do. Minute 43 to play here in regulation. Mays drives it, flips it, bounces 3 times and falls in. What a game Skylar Mays is having in Sacramento. Back to a 2-possession Portland advantage.
They tied it up with a couple of Monk free throws. Malik had a very good game, with the exception of some turnovers and some missed free throws. But Monk was, along with Domantas Sabonis, the players of the game, I would say. And then going to overtime if Mays misses this shot.
Blazers advance. Skylar Mays on the near sideline. Back to us. We'll put the ball in play for Portland. Chauncey Billups at midcourt, still pointing and hollering instructions. Ball handed to Mays, and here we go. Game on the line. 111. Inbounds pass. Returns to Mays. Mays at the logo. They're going to leave it in his hands. He rocks. He fires for the win. He rims it out. Rebound. 2 on Ellis. And we'll go to overtime for the second time this season. And the second time in this building.
Oh, that was going in.
I did too. I really looked good, like right on line. Just, man.
We go to OT, a little screen and roll with Monk and Sabonis.
Sabonis, roll to the rack. Great entry pass from Monk. His 10th assist of the ball game for a double-double. 116-114, Sacramento with a 24th lead change, enjoying the 2-point lead. 3:45 and counting.
Davion Mitchell to Harrison Barnes made it 118-116, and then wrap it up with Monk and the Harm.
Harrison Barnes with the ball fake. Throws to the backcourt to Monk. Monk now pestered by Kamara. Brings it across the logo. Behind his back with a dribble. Drives inside. Teardrop floater. Heel of the rim. No good. Tipped out by Sabonis. Grabbed by Monk. Now the Blazers have to foul, and Malik Monk will go to the free throw line with 13 seconds to go. What a play by Domantas Sabonis to keep that ball alive after the teardrop in the lane was missed.
Yep, the tip from Domantas Sabonis, as G-Man said, kept it alive. Monk gets fouled. That makes it 121-118. G-Man wrap it up.
Here's Kamara's inbounds pass. Grant turns, corner, fires for 3. No good. Rebound. Kamara kicks it out, not a Thibault. Swings to Grant. Launches again for 3. Rims it. No good. 4 seconds to go. The Kings get the rebound, and that's going to do it. Sacramento gets the overtime victory. 121-118. Grant, who had hit 5 of 6 threes, took the inbounds pass on the initial launch from the left corner right in front of the Kings bench, missed it. Portland got the offensive rebound, back out to Grant, moved on top, launched again, missed that one, and the Kings came away with the possession as time expired.
Several key things along that journey. Late in regulation, game could have ended on a call. But the officials,
God, yeah.
I mean, to their credit, they elected to review that. The Kings were out of challenges, couldn't review it, and the officials called that review.
Yeah.
Which they were right to do, and they got it right.
Yep.
2 free throws tie the game. Otherwise, that thing's over, and we're talking about a 4-game losing streak.
Thank God. And not only will we had a 4-game losing streak, but we would have been, as a city, completely livid, because that wasn't. And Jason, you were doing radio. I don't know what kind of angle you had there. That wasn't like, oh, bang, bang. Like, that's one of the worst missed calls I've seen in recent. Like, it wasn't close. He had both feet firmly in the circle. Thank God for replay.
Yeah, I could tell you live, I couldn't tell. I mean, I wasn't really even looking at that. So one look live in real action, I was like, oh, man. And then I think people saw it really quickly on the board, and then you could just hear so much commotion.
Yeah.
I went, okay, something's up.
Yeah, no, and then you look at the replay,
Then
and I
it's
mean,
clear.
obviously, you're up, halfway up.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are right down on there. They're looking right there, and I understand you're blocked by this guy, that guy,
Right.
whatever, but
it took 2 seconds. Once you see the replay, you're like, oh, he's
yeah. I mean, that's the equivalent of, I don't know, dude, like strike got called when it was 4 feet out of the
Right.
zone. It just wasn't even close. So thank goodness.
Yeah, because those are missed, and then if they don't call that replay, like it's a terrible call.
Yeah, it really is. So I will give props to them. And the only reason it took any time at all was just identifying how much time to put on the clock. Jeremy Grant, 38 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, 3 blocks, a career-style game for him. I mean, he's a scorer no matter what, but my goodness. DeAndre Ayton at 18 and 10. I did find it interesting that, and look, they won, but I did find myself questioning the fact that DeAndre Ayton had 5 fouls going into overtime. Shaden Sharp had fouled out, and you're not going inside almost at all. There is a thought. Look, Domantas Sabonis is so damn crafty.
Yeah.
Get it into him a couple times on the block, And I know they were trying to hide Ayton off of him. That's fine. So he's either going to score pretty easily on the mismatch, or you're going to draw Ayton into a foul and get him the hell out of the game. 27, 11, and 9 on 11 of 14 for Sabonis, and made 5 of his 7 free throws, which I love, to go with a block and a steal. Did have 6 turnovers. That's too high, obviously. But also, his usage rate in offense is so much that, you're occasionally going to have those issues. It was a very sloppy game on both sides, too.
That's the one thing in this poor start for the Kings. They've actually been good. The one area they've been good is not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Not last night, though. They had some really bad turnovers, too. I mean, I don't know that any times they're good, but just momentum-killing turnovers and forcing things. And you're like, guys, I feel like you're pushing the issue, and it's not really working, but it's important to get the win, and it was weird to win that close in overtime when it was a season high for Sabonis, Herter, Mitchell, and Alex Len hadn't even scored all season. He, of course, had a season high. So you had 4 guys with season highs, and it was a 3-point overtime win.
Malik Monk's line, by the way, is one of the most hilarious lines I've ever seen in my life. 23 points and 10 assists.
That's great on its own, but there's more there.
4 of 16 from the field, 15 of 19 from the line, and 5 turnovers.
And how about his 3-point shooting?
Yeah, 0 of 7 from beyond the arc.
I think between him and Keegan, man.
Keegan Murray was 1 of 6, so combined they were 1 of 13. Keegan Murray in 31 minutes, he had a team-high 17 field goal attempts. He was 4 of 17. It's like everyone's in a shooting slump right now.
Yeah.
The Kings 29.7%, 11 of 37 from beyond the arc.
And I'm guessing, and I didn't hear all of Mike Brown's postgame, but I bet he was okay with Keegan's game because he's got to be aggressive. If they're preaching being aggressive, 17 shots is aggressive. Now, obviously, you want to see him make more.
Sure.
But he didn't go 1 of 3. I mean, he was present. He just wasn't making shots.
And they want him to stay aggressive, and he'll figure it out. It's just come on, figure it out.
Right.
His brother, by the way, great moment for the Murray family. They were in attendance, mom and dad. His brother Chris got 9 minutes on the floor. He hasn't been playing in every game. Just took 1 shot, missed that, but did have a block.
Who did he block?
Blocked a guy that looked a lot like him. Did you see the video of them exchanging jerseys after? And I'm watching that. And I'm like, oh my God, what if they were saying to each other, like, we pulled it off, dude.
I know.
I need my jersey back now. Like, we pulled it off.
Yeah.
We did the thing. We did the switch.
People always ask us, and we did it in the first NBA game.
That's why he had so many missed shots.
That's why he was 4 of 17, 100%. We'll take a break. That is not 100%, by the way. When we come back, big night in the NBA, though. We'll talk about the Rockets-Lakers game a little bit. Bradley Beal made his debut for Phoenix. The Nuggets and Warriors, and shockingly, the Clippers lost again. What's going on? They lost 2 in a row. I don't know. And look at Indiana.
Look at them.
Look at those guys.
Yeah.
Look at our guy Tyrese Halliburton.
They win the trade?
The trade has been won.
Yeah.
Officially. They won the trade. We'll be right back.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. Every branch working together. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like Certainty Landmark Pro, right at my fingertips. And now through November, purchase Certainty with Beacon Pro Plus, web or app, and earn up to $750. Beacon, always building.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Hey, y'all, this is Bill with the Good Guys. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling for all your home comfort needs. Are you tired of big companies overcharging? Have you received a jaw-dropping price for repairs, replacement of your HVAC system? Good Guys are here to help. We offer free second opinions. We guarantee to beat any quote for repair or replacement from the big companies out there. We got the best price, best service, guaranteed. And that's no bull.
Call 530-GOOD-AIR. License number 1057-618.
Guys, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making you this guarantee. We will improve the medical condition of your ED or low T, or we'll give you your money back. Book today. Call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know? It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
I know I've kind of said this before in the past, but for a guy like Victor Wembanyama, thank God he knows how to play basketball. You know? Like,
what his options be?
Right. Like, because if he didn't know how to play basketball and he was just, 7'4",
the world's best chef.
Oh, God, that would just suck.
Uber driver. Plumber.
Professional, like, gutter cleaner, because you can just reach up and you don't need a ladder. Like, it's just everything. Like, I always think of, like, remember in Police Academy when, who was it, Alonzo Hightower had pulled out the front seat and sat in there? Like, how do they even?
Yeah.
And then, like, beds. Obviously, at home, you're going to have a specially made bed, but, you're on the road. How are you fitting 7'4" in a bed? And then you either have to.
It's diagonally, right?
Yeah. Like, he can't sleep straight on.
He sleeps standing up.
And or he has to sleep with his feet hanging off the bed, which you can't do.
I mean, like, he's lived it his entire life. That might be a thing he can do.
What, sleep with his feet off the bed?
Yeah, that might be the only way he can sleep.
You can't do that.
You couldn't do it?
Nope. No, you know what happens if you sleep with your feet off the bed?
What?
Something grabs them.
That's true.
100% of the time.
I've slept sleeping with my feet on the floor, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's all after I had an extensive evening. And I didn't realize that my feet were hanging out the bed.
Yeah, I mean, we've all done the one leg out of the blankets for climate control, but no, I'm talking about feet hanging over the bed.
Yeah, I think the only time I can think of is like maybe if you just afternoon or some other time of day and you like just kind of jump on the bed and your feet are like, you're just you're not really going to bed, but maybe you fall asleep.
Not a planned nap.
No,
an unplanned nap.
Right, but going to bed and having
can't do it.
Right.
It's the damn movie Poltergeist for me because that's when the clown grabs your feet and pulls you under the bed.
Clown.
Shout out Robbie, the clown. Yeah. Victor Wembanyama. He played last night.
That was absolutely insane. Jones lobs low post Wembanyama against Hartenstein. Perimeter jumper is good.
And he dunked the ball.
Kelvin Johnson gets the screen from Wemby. Back inside to Wemby. Spinning and a two-hand slam for Victor Wembanyama. He's in double figures.
Oh, that's why I'm playing that highlight, by the way. I don't know how to say this without sounding disrespectful, but again, no, you're going to get like Mike Breen. Again, second time this show, the reverence I hold great play-by-play voices, and Mike Breen is like the best. Mike Breen is insanely good. I'm watching the broadcast last night, and this has happened now twice in my life. He calls him Victor Wembanyama. I listened like 10 times to 10 different calls, and it's Victor Wembanyama. And I'm like, does nobody tell? Is it because it's Mike Breen and you don't tell him, or did he just miss it? But here's the thing, Mike Breen's so good that I was like, oh God, is it Wembanyama and everyone else is saying it wrong? Did he like talk to Victor and he's like, no, actually the M is pronounced with an N or something. I don't know. But the only other time I remember this happening with again, a superhero broadcaster is Peja Stojakovic with Kevin Harlan. And that used to drive me insane. Like, Kevin, you're the best. How has nobody told you it's Stojakovic? Not Stojakovic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Wembanyama. It's Wembanyama.
You're certain he was saying that?
1,000%. 1,000% certain. And because I kept like picking up anytime he'd say it. I go to like, oh, everybody messes up once.
Yeah.
You mess up a couple times.
Sure.
No, it was like full on Victor Wembanyama. And things like that. What was the other one? Oh, Kevin Johnson used to say Anaheim.
Right.
Bugged the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him.
Yeah.
It's, it's KJ. What are you going to do? But, come on, can someone tell our guy, Mike Breen? Because there's going to be people that don't have the respect that we do. They're like,
text him.
Yeah, could you text him? Like, I would, you know what? I'll be honest. I wouldn't tell him. I wouldn't. I don't know.
Okay, I won't text.
Yeah, you and Mike have a relate.
We're so close.
You know each other. The Rockets continue to rocket around, and boy, that didn't work out too well for the Lakers last night.
Low block left, Şengün back out to Green, looking for a three-man who knocks down 1 3 after the other. Jalen Green with 18 first-half points on his third triple.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who is that? I need to. That Matt Thomas. Matt Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a hell of a voice. Yeah, Lakers. They didn't have Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have Anthony Davis.
They didn't, actually.
No. He has a groin issue or something.
Groin injury.
Groin injury, but they still had LeBron James, 7 of 13 in 27 minutes, 18.6 boards, 2 assists. And Dylan Brooks was 2 of 6 with 5 points, but was all about trying to shut down LeBron James. I mean, they got the victory. They got the victory big time, by the way, a 34-point win for the Rockets. They are now 4-3, and I think it's official. The Memphis Grizzlies are the surprise bad team of the NBA. I think the Rockets are the surprise good team. Right? That two wins over the Kings and then the Lakers.
Yeah, going into play yesterday, the 2 seed from a year ago and the 3 seed, Grizzlies and Kings were 15th and 13th in the West going into play. I think the Kings with the win moved up to 9th from 13th to 9th.
Hey, we're getting closer.
One win.
LeBron talked about LeBron James talked about Dylan Brooks.
Every player that is awarded with a contract is awarded for a reason, and they're worthy of the contract that they get. So I think in his case, he was worthy in the contract that he got. He's put in the work since he came out of Oregon, and and that's what Houston found value in him, and he's here. So no, I don't think it has nothing to do with that.
When you play him in a regular season game coming off the playoff series, what level of does your mind go back to thinking about the previous?
No, not too much. I think just the competition alone. It's always great to go out and compete. So he's one of those guys who love to compete, along with a lot of other guys in our league. But I don't really dwell in the past too much. I think you know me over the years. I kind of leave that in the past and find a way to how can we get our first road win. That's what my mindset is for sure.
I'm sorry, but how can you not like that? Like, Dylan, did you see the whole video of Dylan Brooks like staring at him?
Yeah.
And then LeBron's just going out and complimenting him. I mean, LeBron's kind of a weenie about complaining. Don't get me wrong, but you gotta respect that. Respect. Denver and the Warriors, that was your marquee game last night. Reggie Jackson, great baseball player, great basketball player.
You got to play big here. Go to Jokic and Gordon all night long for the rest of the 2.5 minutes. Top of the key is Reggie Jackson. Down the middle, he goes layup good. Or do that. Take the ball to the hole.
Klay Thompson had a chance to do something, but he couldn't do it.
Missed it. Rebound. They get tied up with the 3. Paul over to Thompson. Got to shoot it. Oh, it fell out of his hands at the horn. And the Denver Nuggets sweep the 5-game homestand and remain undefeated at home. The final tonight from Denver, 108 to 105.
Champs are looking good.
Champs are looking really good.
Yeah.
The champs are looking, and by the way, it's early. Nikola Jokic might be having his best year, like his best year. There was this great video that somebody put out the other day, and it was like off season. Like it was like Giannis Antetokounmpo in the gym just destroy, like doing one of those hand press things. It was crazy, and then it's like then it flashes to Nikola Jokic shirtless, like riding a horse in a carousel, and then it was like like LeBron James just glistening, Adonis like body bench pressing and all that. And then it's shirtless Nikola Jokic at a wedding, like just dancing around. And he is the most unique basketball player I think we've ever seen when it comes to skill level versus what he looks like to what he works on.
Yeah, the results.
And by the way, I'm not convinced that, look, it's not like Nikola Jokic just hangs out and drinks Pabst all summer and then rolls into the NBA. Like,
he drinks harder stuff.
Yeah, he drinks like hard cider.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
Yeah. Leaded.
But I love the idea of it, though, of him just like not literally doing anything. And then he just strolls into the gym and 28, 18, and 4.
Shoes aren't tied.
Doesn't care at all. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, it's Thursday night football. Panthers and Bears. Are we going to spend a segment on it? No. But why do we always get these crappy games on Thursday night? I have an idea. And also a move for the 49ers beyond the trade deadline for this Sunday. We'll talk about that next.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season?
Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995?
Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Brace yourself for the chill this Thursday morning. Temperatures starting out in the 30s. For the afternoon, expect mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon.
This holiday, trade in any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium, Apple TV 4K, and 6 months of Apple One. All on us with unlimited Ultimate. Act now. Visit Verizon.com. 6 months of Apple One, then $10 per month. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited Ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Apple TV 4K and Apple One offers require eligible phone purchase with activation on unlimited Ultimate. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for details.
At Ashton Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
It's the first ever Elk Grove Kia Frozen Turkey Bowling Extravaganza on November 18th, 2023 from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. That's right, a frozen turkey becomes the bowling ball, and 10 liquid-filled plastic beverage bottles are your pins. It's not just bowling, it's an adventure. Knock down those pins. Each pin has a number attached to it, which means your skills can lead you to awesome prizes. And guess what? Each person gets 2 rolls, so you can aim for perfection. Now, how can you be part of this amazing event? Simple. Register at Elk Grove Kia for one of the 8 coveted spots through a raffle. But hurry, the registration deadline is November 17th, 2023 at 6 p.m. sharp. And here's the best part. No purchase is necessary. That's right. It's all about the fun and games. So make your way to Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall today for a chance to win a spot at the inaugural Elk Grove Kia Turkey Bowl. Rules and regulations at elkgrovekia.com.
Elk Grove Kia.
Individual rates, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Your Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday, 2 p.m. kickoff against the Cal Poly Mustangs. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlot with your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings rebounded from their road trip with an overtime win over the Portland Trailblazers, 121-118. Domantas Sabonis led the team in scoring with 27 points. He also had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. Malik Monk also came up big with 23 points and a career-high 10 assists. The Kings will be back in action on Friday when they host the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first in-season tournament game of the year. You can listen to Friday's game right here on Sactown Sports. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Just about 40 minutes. We'll have your Jiffy Lube drive of the game from last night, if you were listening, and I hope you were, to Sactown Sports 1140, your home of the Kings.
I know what it is.
Do ya?
Yeah.
You know what I never do, Jason? I haven't done so far this year, but I am feeling a little bit benevolent today. You know, we never give hints. We should give hints.
Yeah, they've been getting them.
All you got to do. Okay. All you got to do. Why can't I find it, by the way? All you got to do is, you know, you listen last night and you get the drive of the game, who it was, and you call in and you say what the drive of the game was.
Yeah.
You get $100 gifts, Jiffy Lube. Like,
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Here's your hint. Ready?
Keegan.
Oh, I mean, what was that? You heard Keegan. Did I just throw you off? And I'm not messing around. That's the call. Jason, you saw it with your own eyes. That is the call. I literally played the beginning of the call of the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. Was Keegan involved? Was G-Man trying to throw you off? I don't know. But if you were listening last night, you'll get $100 gift certificate.
There you go.
If you're the right caller. Also, Creed tickets to give away.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
I know it does.
Unlike tonight's football game,
What's the deal here? Remember the August reminder, the July reminder. If we knew the Bears and Panthers were playing for real in the summer, we'd definitely take it. Tonight, you're not as interested.
We would be doing so much of the morning on it.
Mm-hmm.
We would be breaking it down. We'd be doing a ton of stuff on it. Now, it's like jury duty. Like you just kind of have to do it. The Panthers are 1-7. The Bear is 2-7. So I mean, this is a battle of 3-14 squads. I wonder what the line is on this.
This game's got tie written all over it.
This is in Chicago.
Okay,
what's the line?
Bears by 1.5.
Bears by 3. But I think you kind of. I mean, that kind of is my point. And I know I'm not the first person to think about this, but the NFL might be actually onto something. Obviously, so Amazon pays $1 billion a year for the rights to this. And the NFL had to probably explain to them during the rights negotiations, like, look, you're not getting the market. You might get lucky, with in the NFL, you could have a bad team be a good team the year later. You may get lucky. We won't flex out. But for the most part, I think the NFL purposely puts its crappiest games on Thursday night. And I think they do that because they know everybody's going to watch. And I think it's actually kind of genius what they do. As a viewer, I hate it. But they know that tonight, I'm watching this game. I'm putting it on. I'm putting on football.
Right.
I mean, you don't really have even I know there's some people out there that probably have fantasy implications here, but there ain't a lot of.
Surprising.
Yeah, there's not a lot to go on in this game. I mean, I don't know who anyone would have.
Thielen?
Yeah, nope. You know what? I actually have Adam Thielen.
More for the Bears?
Yeah, and Moore's one of those guys that, like, if
the last Thursday game, remember he had like the 203 touchdowns, I think, against the Commanders.
Yeah, he had one of those Sammy Watkins games where he just kind of shows up and does his thing, and then you start him 3 straight weeks, and he does absolutely nothing. I mean, Thielen, Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders, like, what are we? I don't know. And then over to Chicago, Justin Fields is doubtful again. I don't think he's playing tonight. DJ Moore, as you said, Darnell Mooney, Dante Foreman. Like it ain't great. If you're starting Cole Kmet, you're in a 24-person league probably. But I think the NFL knows. They know. They know that we're going to watch this game and it's going to get great ratings. It's going to win the night. There's not there's no other marquee anything's on. When it comes to basketball tonight, I mean, you got 2 games. You got the Bucks and Pacers and the Hawks and Magic. I'm actually kind of interested in this Bucks Pacers. The Pacers have been quite interesting this year. They're currently 5-3, and they're scoring 126 points a game, and that is good for first by 4 full points over the Atlanta Hawks. By the way, the Sacramento Kings are in the bottom half of the NBA in scoring right now. When you go to points that you've given up, they're also in the bottom half. The Kings actually have a -4 point differential at 3-4. Anyways, but that's for a later segment. We're gonna watch it. And I think I get where the NFL's going on this one, even though it's a stupid game. Nobody wants to watch it.
Yeah, these are mapped out obviously before the season, but still, it's just, I think we get the great opening Thursday night, but for Amazon, that's always on NBC. The very first one, the Super Bowl champs and somebody else. This year it was Chiefs and Lions. I think every once in a while they could get a gem with 2 bad teams, but, they could use like last weekend had so many marquee games.
Yeah.
What if they got Dolphins, Chiefs? What if they got Bills, Bengals, Cowboys, Eagles? They just, none of those landed in their lap.
Well, Jason, to be fair, and we'll probably do a little bit more of this tomorrow, this might be the worst NFL weekend in recent memory. It's really, really bad. Obviously, we're focused on the Niners and Jags.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Right.
Panthers, Bears.
Okay.
Colts, Patriots. Texans, Bengals.
Who knew that might be one of the better ones right now?
Yeah. Saints, Vikings. I mean, it's 2 5-4 teams, and nobody's going, hey. Packers, Steelers. Titans, Buccaneers. Browns, Ravens.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a legit matchup. Falcons, Cardinals. Lions, Chargers. Okay. Giants, Cowboys, Commanders, Seahawks, Jets, Raiders, Broncos, Bills.
Stinky.
That is a toilet of matchups.
Broncos, Bills, Monday night. What's the Sunday night? Oh,
Jets, Raiders.
Our prime time this week is Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. Yikes.
This is quite interesting. The Jets, Raiders in Vegas, NBC Sunday Night Football. The Jets are favored by a 0.5 point in this game. That is incredibly interesting. I don't agree with that line at all.
Really?
If you'd have asked me what the line is, I would have said Raiders by 2.5, maybe 1.5, but I would have had it somewhere in there. Now, as we know, lines are not made by, they're made by the people and betting and trying to, obviously there's a lot of Jets people betting, but we'll have to save that for upsets. I guess that's technically an upset if the Raiders win now.
Yeah.
Also, Steve Wilkes, it was announced yesterday, is moving to the sidelines from the booth. He had said that he likes to stay in the booth because he gets too excited on the sidelines. But when you look at the last 2 years with both D'Amico Ryans and Robert Saleh, who are now head coaches, they were both on the sidelines. They both, especially Robert Saleh, were incredibly excitable on the sidelines. And I think the defense fed off of that. How many times did we see a 3-and-out or a great play on third down or whatever it would be, a sack, and Robert Saleh he'd be the most insane person in the whole place, just jumping up and down on these guys. I don't know that that's Steve Wilkes' demeanor necessarily, but I think it's the right move.
Well, it's funny how both of their demeanor as head coaches, demeanors has kind of changed. Like they're more mild, at least on what we see on camera. I don't know, practices and all that, but
yeah, it will. They had to shake up something somewhere. So hopefully that does make a difference. When we come back, Fire Wings brings you 3 for Madness. It's a Kings-centric 3 for Madness. Also, Kelly Brothers will join us at 7:27. Sam Amick at 8 a.m. 30-second break because I need to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. I got up this morning, and I understand that cold is relative, so everybody calm down from the East Coast. I always have to throw that out there. Because anytime I talk about cold here, I always get, some jabroni from, Delaware that's, this isn't cold. Let me tell you about. Yeah, I understand. I completely understand that. But you know what? If I've got to go outside and put on a jacket and sweatpants, that's cold enough. And last night, I used my heater for the first time this year. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to kind of get things up to where they needed to go. And maybe you're at that point right now where you're going to blast that thing for the first time, or maybe you already had. Get American Energy to come out to you and give you their world-famous $49 tune-up. Now, I always try to include in this conversation I have when I mention the $49 tune-up, because I know that's kind of the scam that other places will do. We'll give you the $49 tune-up, which means they go out and just kind of look at some things. They go, well, you need this, you need that. And, hey, let me talk to you about it. It's like their entrance into your house to try to sell you on a bunch of crap. This is not a sales service call. If your guy goes out there or girl goes out there from American Energy and they do a sales call them and complain, because that ain't happening. That's a big thing with them. This is all about safety and tuning up your system. Prevent gas leaks, extend the life of your furnace, saving your energy bills. I had it done last year. Everything was fantastic the entire winter and summer long. You can make your appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. 30-second break, 3 for Madness next.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Kelly Brothers joins us in 12 minutes. Our weekly sports business conversation. And we look forward to very, very much. We're going to talk about Craig Counsell blowing up the salary cap for managers and this big Vegas F1 thing going on. Boy, is that a thing.
That's a whole ordeal in that city, man. But I think for those watching it, it's going to be an incredible show. But being there, I think it's an incredible nightmare.
Yeah, well, and prices are just collapsing at the hotels. The get-in prices now, which were in the quadruple digits, are now in the $100 range. I don't know if that's is it fun to watch in person?
I don't know.
Because it's not even like a track where you can see the whole race. It's like you see them go by you and then they disappear for 10 minutes.
No, that's why I think it'd be better for us on TV.
I feel like it's a thing that you want to be seen there.
Yeah,
100%. Like it's a status thing. Yeah, and that just makes it that much worse.
But isn't one of the hotels, and Kelly will probably know, I can't remember what, I mean, they're asking like 30,000.
Yeah. And even,
I mean, but you're not going to be seen. It's like to Chris's point, like you'd have a room that overlooks. It's incredible, but who's seeing? I don't know.
I maybe if I was super rich and 23 and I could get some sort of patio and bring my friends and
throw away money.
Yeah, you got Vegas all out in front of you. The Sphere, which by the way, the Sphere just closed their first quarter. We'll bring this up with Kelly maybe as well. They lost a lot of money in that the first quarter of them being open, and they had to fire their CFO.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that? Old James Dolan, New York Knicks, owns the Sphere. Somebody put a Spirit Halloween sign on it that's what it's going to be in 3 years. 3 for Madness, please. Question 1.
You can't say that before I have to read this. Did the Kings win last night? Calm your nerves a little bit.
That is exactly what it did. It calmed my nerves a little bit. I said at the beginning of the show, I'll say it all day. I'm happy they won, duh. And a win is a win. Doesn't matter if you win by 2 or you win by 20. It still goes down the same. But this team just looks crapaholic. Like, they just look off. Domantas Sabonis had a great game last night. Props to Malik Monk. And also Keon Ellis, Alex Len, a lot of the Kessler Edwards, a lot of these guys who aren't getting their number called a lot that came in and did their job. But Herder, Harrison, Keegan, like, guys, what are we doing here? We're not making 3-pointers at all, missing a ton of free throws. You're turning the ball over. Everything's looking sloppy. Not just those 3 guys, obviously. This team just looks out of whack. And I'm sorry, but a Portland team without Scoot Henderson, couple other guys. You had Shaden Sharp foul out for overtime or just before overtime.
Brogdon got hurt in the game. Didn't play past the first quarter.
Thank you. Brogdon got hurt. It's just really tough for me to celebrate a home OT win over a depleted, already not good Blazers team after you just got boat raced by the Rockets twice in a row. Like, I'll tell you right now, if this team that we've seen over the last 3 games, like whatever the best of the team you want to pull, if the team that we saw last night, if that's the team, if they play like that Friday in the tournament opener, they're done. Like Oklahoma City will run them off the floor.
Yeah.
So get your act together.
Yeah, I think the way the question's worded is perfect. It does calm the nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it, because they won. The things I liked, they won. The second thing I liked, they did have to show some grit at the end.
Yes.
I like that. After that, I mean, it's uninspiring. There's some, look, they obviously missed De'Aaron, but I didn't think they would be this out of sorts without him.
No.
And I want to say, just put him in and it'll all look better, but I think that's too simple. I don't know that that's the case. So I'd like to see him play better, more consistently, longer stretches of good basketball. The best thing is they won, but it's not like they figured things out last night.
Question 2, please.
Question 2.
Did the Rockets blowout of the Lakers make you feel a little bit better about last night?
I think it's kind of like the first question. Did the Rockets blow out of the Lakers last night make me feel a little better? Yes. When you see a common opponent, and granted, the Lakers didn't have Anthony Davis, but we didn't have De'Aaron Fox. When you see a common opponent like that, if the Rockets go on to be a 500 or even a better than 500 team, well, those 2 losses are going to look a little different. But obviously, going into this week, I was thinking, okay, it's going to be these 3 games without De'Aaron Fox, not counting the Warriors game. And I'm looking at 2-1, 3-0. These should be 3 wins, but 2-1. The Rockets completely took away that notion, and it wasn't a fluke. And now you see what they did to the Lakers last night. Ain't a fluke. Ime Udoka, Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks and friends. This is a much better team than last year.
Yeah, I think it made me feel better, one, that the Lakers lost. Just not even more about the Rockets blowing them out because they blew with the Kings out, but it's, hey, good, that's another loss for the Lakers. And, yeah, I mean, I believe everybody in the West can beat everybody. I think it's that balance, that talent, that much talent around the league. And the Rockets are in a good space right now. They're confident. They're playing well together. And good for them. But, yeah, it was really more about the Lakers losing that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't mind it when they lose at all. By the way, 3rd place in the Pacific Division, the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
Defending champs. Just 2 games out.
Yeah.
No. Magic number? Not yet. We'll get there. Yeah, a lot. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Are you more in awe of De'Aaron Fox's meaning to the Kings or more disturbed at their performance without him?
I am in awe of De'Aaron Fox's meaning to the Kings, especially after this stretch, but I am more disturbed at their performance without him. Like, dude, we can all acknowledge that De'Aaron Fox is the head of the snake. We can all acknowledge that missing him is the guy you least want to miss. It is a huge body blow. But this team looks like they don't have an identity. They look confused. They look unsure. I mean, you saw Domantas Sabonis in the second half of the Rockets game. They missed a defensive assignment. He's just like, what are we doing? He literally said out loud, you could hear it, what are we doing? Like, they're not communicating. It's not a lot of this stuff. De'Aaron Fox doesn't make a difference. Like that. De'Aaron Fox isn't why you're blowing defensive assignments. De'Aaron Fox isn't why you're not communicating on defense. De'Aaron Fox obviously hurts your offensive cohesion, but guys, these are professional basketball players that should know how to run a fast break. They can't even run a basic weave drill, it seems at times. So yeah, I am really, really worried about missing Fox. And we said it before, Jason. The really, really elite teams, the playoff tested elite contenders, they step up when they start. When Joel Embiid is missing, we talked about Duncan and Robinson back in the day. Whoever you want to talk about, they tend to step up at least temporarily when these guys are out. They're well coached. They have their system. That just ain't the case with Sacramento this year.
Yeah, I'm more disturbed by their lack of performance without him, because let's just say Fox comes back Friday, and that'd be great if he does. He's not going to play all 48 minutes. So the minutes in every game that he's back that you don't have him, this was a glimpse of it. And I didn't like a lot of the minutes they've played without De'Aaron Fox so far. So that's concerning. What's interesting, Dave, I would have said maybe at this point last year, I would have said the guy they couldn't live without would have been Sabonis.
Yeah.
And it's quickly become Fox, I think. And, I know they've tried Davion. They've tried Keon Ellis last night. But I'm going to keep saying it. This team, every minute of every game they play either has to have Fox, Sabonis, or Monk on the floor. And if they don't function very well.
No, they don't.
I mean, Monk is a really good facilitator. There's some bad in there. But, man, he was great late in the game, and I just don't think they get that same kind of push, attack, pressure on the defense with Mitchell and or Keon Ellis or Colby Jones or Jordan Ford. It needs to be Fox and or Monk, and then certainly Sabonis, he can facilitate stuff through too.
By the way, somebody on the text line, YouTube said, there's Patrick. Take the best player off any team for 5 games and see what the records would be. Curry without the Warriors, etc. Now, look, I'm only going to say this because he brought up Curry. And obviously teams are worse without their star players. The Warriors were 14-12 without Steph Curry last year.
Well, like the Kings last year without Fox were 4-5. I thought they looked better. Like this right now, whatever this version isn't very good.
Yeah. And by the way, and that could be misleading because we don't know who they're playing. We don't know what the circumstances are, but that's all I'm asking for. Hell, 500. And we talked about it. Obviously it's showing up in the longer term this year, but what was it, like 24-5 were the Grizzlies without John Morant?
Yeah. Also makes you wonder, let's say Fox, he's missed 4 games right now. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If these were 4 games in late January where the Kings have played 40 games already together, maybe it's better. I don't know. They've played plenty together as a group so far. They haven't added that many new pieces, but it's a little concerning right now.
Bucks were 11-8 without Giannis.
Okay.
We do. I'm curious. We do Jokic here before we go to break.
Does he ever miss?
The Nuggets record without Nikola. I just want to find somebody that
5-8 last year.
They were 5-8 last year. I'll take 5-8. That Fox, fine. I mean, well, no, I wouldn't because I don't want him missing 13 games.
I want to say the Kings were 4-5 without him last year.
That's what he was just saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
4-5.
I'm
We'll
not
take a
paying
break.
attention.
When we come back, the Sacramento Kings are undefeated when Kelly Brothers comes on the show. I think probably sounds right. Sports Business with Kelly coming up next.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted, ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner.
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone for the life of your garden. Despite being on their bye week, the 49ers had a good Week 9 with all other NFC West teams losing. The Red and Gold sit at 5-3 currently, regaining a hold of the top spot in the division with Seattle's loss to Baltimore. The 49ers will look to rally in Week 10, heading to Jacksonville for a road clash with the AFC South leaders. And after adding former number 2 overall pick Chase Young at the trade deadline, the squad feels rejuvenated to make a run into 2024.
With over 100 years as a family-owned company, EB Stone's learned a few things about making plants grow. Start a healthy family hobby with indoor planting with EB Stone's Edna's Best Indoor and Outdoor Potting Soil to help your little plants grow into the perfect indoor plant for the kids and family to enjoy. EB Stone's Indoor and Outdoor Potting Soil is perfectly blended with all the important ingredients you need to create that perfect indoor and outdoor plant or garden. EB Stone, for the life of your garden. Visit ebstone.org for more gardening tips, products, and locations near you.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
Your Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday, 2 p.m. kickoff against the Cal Poly Mustangs. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Chris Rillard with your Sactown Sports Headlines. Sacramento Kings rebounded from their road trip with an overtime win over the Portland Trailblazers, 121-118. Domantas Sabonis led the team in scoring with 27 points. He also had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. Malik Monk also came up big. He had 23 points and a career-high 10 assists on the night. Kings will be back in action on Friday when they host the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first in-season tournament game of the year. You can listen to Friday's game right here on Sactown Sports. The Denver Nuggets stayed undefeated at home with their 108-105 win over the Golden State Warriors last night. Nugget center Nikola Jokic led all scorers with 35 points to go along with 13 rebounds and 5 assists. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Counts among its clients numerous athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
Boom. I want that. I want an intro like that.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty awesome. Kelly Brothers joins us each and every Thursday. Good morning, Kelly Brothers. How are you?
Dave, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I love turquoise on you. It's a good color for you.
It's somebody said, Dave, you're wearing a shower curtain. And so what if I am? Kelly, this isn't in our notes, but I just wanted to bring it up because it caught my eye yesterday.
Yep.
And that's right. We have notes. We prepare everybody. We don't just, that's part of what Kelly brings to the table.
That's right.
Organization and a strategy, not just now, but for the future.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was a plug. The Sphere in Vegas, the big eyeball looking thing, lost almost $100 million in the last fiscal quarter, starting at the end of September, despite a U2 slate of performances. They fired their CFO. Kelly, I'll just ask you a general question, though. When it comes to big investments and rollouts like this, is this a not uncommon thing to see losses posted in the beginning as they begin to catch up revenue-wise?
Absolutely. I mean, think about Tesla when they got going, building out their factory and factories, and but at the same time, what were the expenses of the rollout really? I mean, just the pictures themselves generated, a lot of interest. My question is, how many acts are going to want to really, Taylor Swift does her show and she has her stadium show and it fits in 30 different stadiums. You have to do a completely different show for the Sphere. And so are these acts going to want to do it? And if so, how long is their stay going to need to be to justify putting together an entirely new show for a completely different format? But yeah, spending money. I saw another one yesterday, Dave. I didn't put it on the list, but it was the San Diego Padres sold more tickets than any other team except for one in Major League Baseball last year. But they just took out a $50 million loan just to pay their salaries.
Yeah. Oops.
So they're hoping that that eventually they'll win the. At the same time, they just lost their manager too.
Yep.
But they're hoping that what they have will eventually lead to a World Series and sudden riches. But I'm not sure that's going to happen. But go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kelly.
No, while you're talking about Vegas, though, I did want to bring up Formula One next week.
Yeah.
If you're not a avid watcher of that, I mean, this is going to be a spectacle. You're talking about cars going 212 miles an hour down the Las Vegas Strip. I mean, that usually only happens at about 3 a.m. with a drunk Uber driver. But 212 miles an hour. They are expecting in Vegas that the economic impact from Formula One is going to be double that of hosting the Super Bowl. Because they're hosting the Super Bowl as well. But they're expecting $1.3 billion in economic impact. And the other nice part Vegas loves about Formula One is that it's not a one-shot deal like the Super Bowl. They're planning on doing this every year.
Yeah, I saw they signed like a 9-year deal. When I was there in summer for the Summer League, they were literally doing things seemingly as trivial, Kelly, as taking out the reflectors on the road. Like, everything had to be removed, and I just can't imagine the undertaking to do that. But you already talked about the financial windfall. I'm thinking about the other people that are visiting Vegas. Like, how are they literally going to get around the Strip for a couple of days?
Exactly. And think of the traffic in Vegas. If you shut down the Strip and the streets around the Strip for the F1 race, how do you even get there?
Right.
I don't know. Everyone will be going in the back door, I guess, of all these hotels. But it all starts a week from today, and we will see. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just think that'll be really cool. And, of course, if you have a wreck, I hate to say it, but it'd be more of a spectacle.
Just a quick PSA, by the way. We usually go down for Summer League over the years, and I can't remember if I was in the car with Deuce and Morgan or Katie when we were doing shows together, but I have the I don't know if it's the pleasure or privilege, but I'm able to say that I actually turned the wrong way down the Las Vegas Strip one time, and thank God it was at 4 a.m. But I'm notoriously hard to wake up in the morning, and I was in charge of driving.
Whoops!
And
I took a
Who made
left.
that decision?
Yeah. Bad to see. I took a left out of the aria instead of a right now, and it took me a couple seconds, and then I think it was Morgan. Somebody was like, we're going the wrong way. And I had to flip around it. Just don't.
Bad idea.
I hope that doesn't happen in the F1 race, by the way. And to your point about the F1, I am, excuse me, my father's a huge race fan. I've never caught the bug. And I do wonder, Kelly, is this going to be a good spectator sport in the sense that, like with NASCAR, at least, usually you can see the cars going the whole time on the oval and, you know where everything is, even if it's not right in front of you. But F1, it's like they pass you and then you don't see them for a while and then they pass you again. I am just honestly curious how it will work, especially at nighttime in Vegas, or if it'll just look awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll look awesome. And you don't need – I mean, people will go to Vegas just to be in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
We know that. We know that with March Madness. People will spend a few $1,000s to go to Vegas to watch those games in a sports bar with their buddies, as opposed to watching it on the same screen in their living room. So just people who will want to be a part of that. It'll have a real European feel. It'll be, I'm sure, I've never been to an F1 race, but I'm sure it'll be very different than a NASCAR race or an Indy race in terms of the crowd it attracts. But it's Vegas. It's a different feel. It's a spectacle.
Kelly, you were talking earlier about what the Padres had to do. I mean, basically got the people there, but had to borrow money to pay the players' salaries. In baseball, we saw an interesting move here where the Brewers were successful. Craig Counsell was doing a nice job, but basically is talking to the Mets and then says no to the Mets, moves that price up, goes to the Cubs. What did that all do financially for future managers?
It blew up the managerial salary scale in Major League Baseball, and that needed to happen. There were managers in Major League Baseball making less than offensive or defensive coordinators in college football.
Wow.
Think about that. And I think this, there are those who speculate that this all goes back to the Moneyball days and the thought that really you're just kind of an orchestrator and it's really the GM, the Billy Bean, who's pulling all the strings, and that's where the power lies. But that's changing a bit, especially when you got Bruce Bochy doing what he did, especially when you got Dusty Baker kind of righting the ship in Houston after a scandal there. But, to me, if you've ever been in that part of the Midwest, I mean, this is really interesting because this is an act of betrayal in Cheesehead land.
Yeah.
I mean, he grew up in Wisconsin. He was the hometown boy. Craig Counsell scored the winning run in the World Series his rookie year in baseball. I don't know if you remember that, but he's had this history and it's been tied to Wisconsin, and the Brewers offered him the highest salary in Major League Baseball as a manager, and he said, "Nah, I'm going to go find something better." And the Cubs of all teams. I mean, the Cubs are, it's kind of, I hate to say it, but it's a little bit like Lakers Kings. For the Brewers, the Cubs series are everything. And, for the Cubs, it's kind of like, you're just one of our rivals. But he blew it up. I mean, he got a salary more than Joe Torre used to get with the Yankees. And he kind of blew the lid off a little bit. But I think he got, $8 million a year, $40 million over 5 years. So again, to think that the Brewers offered him the highest contract total in Major League Baseball for a manager, and then the Cubs beat it by 50%. This was so you have Wisconsin mad at Craig Counsell. You have everyone in management and baseball going, "Way to go, Craig Counsell."
Yeah.
He kind of blew the lid off.
And you mentioned college and coordinators and all that. One last note: Nick Saban closed a $700 million deal with his car dealership earlier this week. And I'm looking at the total now. He now owns 10 car dealerships. He employs over 500 people. His locations sell Mercedes and Ferraris. He drives, by the way, a very nice Ferrari, a $250,000 Ferrari Portofino. It's good work if you can get it, college football coach.
Wow.
No, it is. But the point, too, though, Dave, is that, like I said, his offensive and defensive coordinators were making more than multiple managers in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, well, that's a big fat scam. College
And
football.
and the great thing about college football too is I'll tell you what, the salaries they're getting, they go a long way in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or East Lansing, Michigan. The Urban Meyer, reported possible contract deal they're putting together at Michigan State. I mean, they go. This is not New York City this is. I mean, obviously you got USC and LA, but for a lot of these college towns, that's big money.
And you probably know this too. I've got a buddy who knows a big time college coach. Everybody would recognize this person's name. Big time college coach. Everyone would know who it is. Major program, major, just a huge name. And it's not just the salary. I think it's like he lives in a house that a booster. It's like a house. This giant, like 11 bedroom gated mansion, and I think his rent is something like $1 a month. The college provides him like 3 Mercedeses or something crazy. It's the point is that he has almost zero expenses whatsoever, like clothing allowance, travel allowance, use of private planes on top of the salary that he's getting. So when we look at what a college coach at a major university and a major program is making, that is the absolute tip of the iceberg of what they're doing.
Oh, that was Lincoln Riley. I mean, I forget the millions they gave him as a housing allowance and unlimited private jet use for him and his family. And,
not uncommon.
In South Bend, Indiana, it's kind of a joke. Brian Kelly built a big house, and then, of course, he evacuated it very quickly when he went to LSU.
Right.
And no one's buying that house. It's sitting empty. No one wants to bail him out financially. But these coaches build houses in these towns that no one else could possibly need or want.
Nope. Let's all, you know what, over this weekend, I think we should all just raise a glass to Brian Kelly. Thoughts and prayers, Brian,
Yes.
on your loss. Kelly, what's going on in your world? How are you helping people?
We're doing just fine. We're, into the end of year situation where you do a little tax loss harvesting. Man, you know what? The big thing about our world is that the rules change all the time, and we got to keep up with that. And it's very hard for anyone individually to keep up with the way the government wants you to take your money out and how it's taxed and the best way to do it. So, overall, though, things are somewhat stable as interest rates kind of flatten out a little bit. But the end of the year is still a very busy time for us, just getting everything wrapped up, because there are things you have to do in the calendar year that if you wait until January 1st, it's a completely different world. So, but all's going well, and I appreciate the question, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Okay, friend. Talk to you in a week. That is our friend Kelly Brothers. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Mike Brown, Malik Monk, and others. Postgame Kings next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
When every shot counts, the professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio encourage you to try the brand new Titleist T-Series irons. Irons designed to enhance your play through control, distance, flight, forgiveness, looks, sound, and feel. With 4 T-Series models, the fitting team at Hagen Oaks will find the perfect Titleist T-Series iron for you. Call 916-808-2531 to find your fit today. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
God, I'm so stressed about my business not being ready for the holidays.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Players know it's not just because you win more, it's because of everything else at Gold Country Casino Resort, where players roll in and winners are made. Winning isn't the only thing on the menu, and nightlife, it's more than entertaining. Drinks and dining options are abundant and guaranteed to satisfy your innermost desires. Come be our guests and see why Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is where the players play.
Gobble, gobble, folks. It's that time of year again when the leaves fall, and so do the prices at Elk Grove Kia. We're bringing you Thanksgiving early with deals that'll make your wallet say thanks. This fall, our lot is stuffed with the latest Kia models, and we've carved out incredible savings. Get your hands on a brand new Kia with Elk Grove Kia's award-winning reliability and service you can trust, unlike your Auntie's dodgy broccoli casserole. Don't wait until the turkey's on the table. Come to Elk Grove Kia and feast on the best deals this fall. And don't worry if you have challenged credit. Our finance team has over 100 years of experience. They may or may not have even helped a pilgrim or two get qualified. So hurry on down to Elk Grove Kia, where the prices are falling faster than Uncle Bob falls asleep in front of the football game at Thanksgiving. It's the Thanksgiving sale going on now at Elk Grove Kia, located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or check us out online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia, where the only thing bigger than our savings is our gratitude for our amazing customers.
Elk Grove Kia.
Kick off game day with the mouth-watering taste of Redbird Farms chicken. Humanely raised and cage-free, Redbird Farms chicken is what real chicken tastes like. Whether you're tailgating at the stadium or hosting a watch party, Redbird Farms juicy chicken burgers, tender chicken wings, and delicious chicken breasts will be the MVPs of your game day menu. Tackle your hunger with Redbird Farms chicken. Available at Save Mart and Lucky, California.
Grill it, fry it, put it in parm. As long as you make it Redbird Farms.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Ugly win. And I'm proud of our guys because there were plenty of times down the stretch that they could have folded. And just said, hey, we fought hard. It was close. And we'll just go on, get ready for the next one. But to our guys' credit, they found a way to win. And, one of the things we talked about, we felt that there would be opportunities to offensive rebound. And our guys did that. Domas had 7 offensive rebounds, which was huge. And, we had some other guys step up throughout the course of the game and have some big rebounds. Alex Lynn had 3 offensive rebounds, which was huge. And then to score 26 points off those 15 offensive rebounds was a difference in the game. On top of that, our aggressiveness, getting downhill. Malik was great getting to the free throw line. And then us getting back, trying to get back to who we are in terms of playing fast. The 18 fast break points was a good sign to see.
That's Coach Mike Brown. Also, I'm sure he would want you to know to call in right now, that 1-800-920-1140. It's time for your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. Very simple. If you were listening to G-Man last night, and of course you were, listen for the drive of the game. All you got to do is just call us up and say, this is what it was. And you get a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube. 1-800-920-1140. I'll give me a hint again. Same hint as before. Ready? Here you go.
Keegan.
Oh, what was that? I heard Keegan, but could be a misdirection.
Right.
Or a misdirection. Mike Brown made a lineup change yesterday. He spoke about it.
Well, again, it's my job to try to find a way or help our guys find a way. And if you think back during the Houston game, those guys, the three guys that came off the bench, they were really, really good for us. And they played the right way. And like I said, we didn't do anything tricky. They just played hard. They tried to play together. They played fast. And so for me, every decision when you make changes is a tough decision, but I felt it was the right decision to reward those guys because they tried to do what we asked them to do and what our identity is. And they played big minutes in Houston too.
More from Coach Brown, also Malik Monk here in a second. Remember, we also have Creed tickets that we're going to give away in the 8 a.m. Charlie, you're on the air. Charlie, what was the Jiffy Lube drive of the game last night?
Good morning. It was the assist from a Herder, just a bonus for the layup towards like the end of the second quarter.
What's your confidence level on that, Charlie? You sound pretty confident.
100%.
100%.
That means he's confident.
You know, in all the Jiffy Lube drive of the games, though, I do have to say, odds are against Charlie. We have yet to have the first caller get it right.
I was listening to it, so I'm pretty confident.
Let's see how right or wrong he is, Charlie.
Keegan drives, stops, steps back, ball knocked out of his hands. He gets it. He feeds Herder. Great touch pass inside to Sabonis for a layup. And that is going to be your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. You're listening to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jay Ross. Tomorrow morning at 7:45, your chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area.
After every home game, 7:45 the following morning when we are on the air, just all you got to do is be like Charlie. Listen to the Sactown Sports, listen to the G-Man, write down or just memorize the drive of the game. And Charlie, you got yourself $100 in a gift certificate to go get all your winterization and other needs done at Jiffy Lube. Thank you, brother. Hold the line and we'll get your information, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done, Charlie.
Really well done.
Active listening.
Yes.
He knew, and he's like, I'm going to call those guys in the morning.
Nice job, Chuckles.
Chuckles got it done.
Got it done. Malik Monk got it done last night, and that's just shooting. Again, he had one of the
he had an odd box score.
He really did. Like, this was like, if I told you, hey, Jason, last night the Kings won in overtime, and along with DeMontis Sabonis, the biggest reason they won was Malik Monk in 30 minutes was 0 of 7 from beyond the arc with 5 turnovers, and he missed 4 free throws.
Yeah, 4 early, too, and he was so disgusted. He shot over 90% last year. It was like, what is going on tonight? But he was one of the players of the game.
4 of 16, 0 of 7 from behind the arc, 15 of 19 from the line. By the way, I'm sure that's not a record, but golly,
that's probably his record.
For the King, yeah, that's a lot of free throws. And to go with those 10 assists as well. 20
flirted with a triple-double.
He did flirt with it. Yeah, he did.
It's like a high triple-double.
Hey, triple-double looking good. But he talked about his assists.
No, man, I'm just reading the defense, really. I just go out there and read the defense and get Domas involved. I know if Domas involved early, my game, JaVale, all the bigs. In my game, if I get them involved early, they gonna collapse. Then I can get my sprays. Then the lane just open up for me, and it's easy to play basketball that way. So I just try to mix it up, man, and just take what the defense give me, and that's what they've been giving me this year.
All this winning without De'Aaron Fox, he talked about that as well.
Yeah, man, it's always great to win without an all-star on the court. You know, your star. Like I said before, it just shows that we know how to win together. And we've been losing. We've been down a little bit, but it's basketball, so it just shows that we together.
What was that? A bunch of kids in the back? Were they at a playground? I'm not sure who asked the question, but we included it in there. Let's see if we can pick the voice out. Asking Malik if this looks more like Kings basketball.
Considering, the win is all that matters. How close to this did this resemble Kings basketball?
Oh yeah, the grit at the end of the game, man. That was great. The fans coming alive, man. Finally hearing Golden One how it was last year. We fed off all that, so we're gonna continue.
I'm glad he said just that part because the grit. That's how I felt. Like the end of the game. They were down 5 with a little over a minute, down 4 with a minute to go. So those games you don't always win, and I'm glad they came back and won. But I mean, the totality of it, yeah, need to clean some things up.
916-339-1140 is the text line. Somebody asking before we go to break here, what's your opinion on the defensive player of the game crown? If you saw this last night, they had a picture of Domantas Sabonis with a crown on at a sitting on a throne. And I guess the defensive player of the game chain has now become the defensive player of the game crown.
Interesting. I like the chain, but I mean, the crown's new to me, so we'll see.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
I think you can warm up to it.
First off, are you lugging the throne everywhere on the road?
Maybe the crown.
The crown's fine.
So it was a full throne. It wasn't just a chair.
It was full throne. I mean, they even, and I know that, look, I'm all, me, I'm all about
You're going to need a second plane.
That's what I'm saying, just for all the swag. They also, I think they got it sponsored. It's like they did get something wrong, call it Fong. That's your sponsor. Really? It's brought to you by Fong Walk. How are they not on our airwaves, by the way? She's all over the place. Yeah. We did a whole bit on how it was Warriors colors.
Well,
that's how it is.
Something was wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong. And Fong should call us and get on the damn air.
Yeah.
But here's the picture of him at the with the crown on the throne. Nothing against Ann. That's fine. But I mean, what's that old? My dad used to say this all the time. If it don't fix it if it isn't broken.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's 100% what he
said.
Can
you show me the picture again?
Yeah.
See what I liked about the chain? That was very much locker room centered around the chain person.
Yeah.
And then everybody in there, and they've got all their
just the picture.
Yeah.
Now it's just the guy who won,
Sabonis.
and you know what happens? You get a little success, and then you mess with what got you there.
Yeah.
I want our post-game album cover looking pictures of the whole team.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess here's a picture of him holding the crown.
Okay,
with
that's
the team,
better.
So that's a little better, but no, it's just
no chain at all, huh?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like
Dave
it at
hates
all.
the Kings.
My Thunder coming in Friday too.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. When we come back, Sam Amick of The Athletic. We'll ask him about this. Maybe he can write a whole article, and maybe we'll ask him a little bit more about the NBA as well. Sam Amick of The Athletic joins us next.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
To you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Brace yourself for the chill this Thursday morning. Temperatures starting out in the 30s. For the afternoon, expect mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Winter's coming, so let's kick off the cold season right and get your heater all tuned up. Now just $79. No matter how cold it gets outside, you'll always be warm and toasty inside. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon.
This holiday, trade in any
any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium, Apple TV 4K, and 6 months of Apple One, all on us with unlimited Ultimate. Act now. Visit Verizon.com. 6 months of Apple One, then $10 per month. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited Ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Apple TV 4K and Apple One offers require eligible phone purchase with activation on unlimited Ultimate. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for details.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call, then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Your Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday, 2 p.m. kickoff against the Cal Poly Mustangs. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports headlines. Sacramento Kings rebounded from their road trip with an overtime win over the Portland Trailblazers, 121-118. Domantas Sabonis led the team in scoring with 27 points. He also had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. Malik Monk also came up big with 23 points and a career-high 10 assists. Kings will be back in action on Friday when they host the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first in-season tournament game of the year. You can listen to Friday's game right here on Sactown Sports. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Get squirrels.
He's out there yelling at squirrels. Or maybe he's finally fed up with the noisy pool situation. So
Easy.
Good morning, Sam.
Yelling at squirrels. That sounds like a good title for somebody's biography.
Yeah,
oh, that is a good one.
You know, or like a 90s album by REM. I just because it's, you know, I'm a spur of the moment guy here, and I just saw this during the break. Do you remember, guys? Do you remember? And good morning, Sam. Do you remember the OKC Golden State game last week where like there was a little bit made of the fact that Draymond was like screaming at the officials, and maybe it's just here in Sacramento because we hate that, and like nothing happened, and like the play was slowed down and stopped, and he was Draymonding, right? Yep. So it turns out the official he was screaming at was Mitchell Irvin.
Okay.
It turns out Mitchell Irvin's the same guy that threw Giannis Antetokounmpo out of the game last night for the dunk and brief glance. It was his second tactical, to be fair. He didn't double tech him or anything, but I don't know, Sam. Is this one of those things? I fully acknowledge we're in Sacramento. You know, I'm a honk for the Kings. We hate the Warriors, especially now. But like, does anybody outside of this market nationally notice and talk about the leeway that Draymond Green gets seemingly more than anyone else in the league, or is that just us hating? And I mean, this is one of those times, feel free to say it's us hating. That's fine.
I'm just impressed that you're going to such great lengths to not talk about the Kings' least impressive win of the season last night.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah, we'll get there. That was, again, it's like I don't talk to you about jury duty either, but what last night felt like. But yeah,
like, you know what? Topics that are go-tos.
Yeah,
sucks. That's
it was unfulfilling, unsatisfying. All the things I hear around my house. Yet at the same time, it was a win. So
it was a win. Yeah. All right. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
I mean, what it brings to mind is that not that this guy invented this concept, but the coach who is most often cited as discussing this concept is the late, great Jerry Sloan. So on defense, coaches teach that, essentially if you beat the hell out of the other team, almost every time down the floor, the refs just can't call it every time. And even a Mike Brown and dozens, if not hundreds of coaches since then have taught that on defense. If you play physical, they are not, the human mind is going to move the goalpost, so to speak, on what gets legislated and what doesn't. And I think that there is an element of truth when it comes to Draymond and the way that he handles officials that, and not to belittle Draymond and make it like, he's a grown man with kids of his own. Like from a parenting example is if you have one kid that is just consistently louder and takes more energy, then, you're going to moderate that a little differently than you do the kid who just out of nowhere has an outburst, even though they haven't had one in 6 months. You might react differently. I think there's a human component for sure.
I guess then you could have Keegan and Chris Murray that maybe never make a peep, right? Did those guys ever make any noise as kids?
I don't know, but it was perfect that I went to the game last night and the Kings video team, which does a great job, had a feature on each brother.
Yeah.
But I thought it was perfect that, and again, not to be critical, I couldn't hear or understand their answers to the question.
Well, you noticed after the game too, they did the jersey exchange. And I think it's a fun theory to think that as they were exchanging jerseys, they were smiling and saying, dude, we pulled it off. Like they'd never noticed. Here's your jersey back.
Although we discussed this, the faces, because I went to Blazers shoot around too, and not to sound weird, but like I did find myself kind of like from a distance staring at Chris, trying to decide what I think of how much he looks like Keegan. The faces are just spot on.
They are.
Keegan has added a bunch of
muscle. Yeah.
And is a bigger body. I don't think on press row they were kind of rooting for Chris to get his first NBA points. Did he score last night?
No, but he did. He did have one blocked shot,
significant one.
He blocked Keegan Murray's shot.
Oh, did he really? Nice.
Yeah, he had a block on his brother, so he kind of gets bragging.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Well, Sam, let's get to where we were kind of avoiding at the beginning. It is a win. The Kings really haven't looked very good here for a while, certainly without De'Aaron Fox. But you were there. You saw some of this. And I don't know, just your perception on – I don't know that it's all falling apart, but it's just really not going that well right now for the Kings. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's not good. Right before jumping on with you guys, I was prepping for my podcast, and we are going to have a segment analyzing which teams that are struggling will turn it around and which ones won't, our own kind of analysis. And the Kings are on that list. And I don't know how I feel to this point. They just don't look good at all. I understand, Darren being out is a big deal, but they've got more than enough talent to take care of a team like Portland handily and not have it. I mean, really, that's one of those bounce of the ball type games. They easily could have lost that game. So, yes, we know they went 0-4 last year and turned it around, and the season is long and all those disclaimers. But the thing that I don't understand is that, okay, for a minute, I was giving them leeway based on the fact that they're trying to be better defensively, trying to be more physical. Maybe there's a domino effect on the offense. But then the truth is you look up and they're not really any better defensively yet. And, I probably have recency bias, but can't remember seeing really, really, really good shooters just lose it for a stretch. Quick thing, Sabonis is the guy that, he got paid big time. He's one of their franchise centerpieces. He's got to play better. He was good last night. But Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter and even last night, Monk was great, but I think he was 1 of 7 from 3. Like this team shoots
0 of 7.
0 of 7. Yeah. And the absolute, just plummet of their shot is to me so puzzling.
Sam Amick with this. He had one of the most ridiculous box scores, Sam, I've truly ever seen. Malik Monk in 30 minutes was 4 of 16, 0 of 7, missed 4 free throws, had 5 turnovers, and along with Sabonis was the biggest reason they won the game. That's just not going to say that often.
Yeah, it was a weird one. In fact, I always sit next to Jason Anderson of the B when I go to Kings games on press row. We were having this debate, like how to feel about Monk's game. I was focused on the threes. He was giving Malik credit for getting to the line, which, definitely played a part. But it's the fact that they're getting open looks. And there were so many last night where, you got trained last season to see this free-flowing, incredibly fun to watch, Sabonis up near the top, as the fulcrum of the offense, guys cutting off of him, that DHO style handoff and then burying the three. That's what they do. And, a lot of that stuff is still happening except for the last part. It's just, and it's not near misses. It is just bad looks. Keegan appears to be shook and call it a sophomore slump or whatever it is. Kevin's played a little better the last couple games. But I said to someone else last night, take the Fox thing out of the equation for a second. 2 massive things that were not part of this plan were, Keegan Murray was supposed to have another step up, an ascension. So Keegan going backwards is a problem. And then, I know I sound like I'm picking on him, but Kevin struggling like he has. Those are pretty huge.
Sam, the other part I thought was interesting last night was, look, it's only game 7, and the Kings have lost 3 in a row, the last 2 particularly, very poor performances in Houston. And Mike Brown, after that second Houston game, said, look, the one guy I was shining a light on was Keon Ellis. I like the way that last group finished, like the way Keon played. And all we heard before the game was there was going to be a little bit of a shakeup in the lineup. And I thought, boy, I wonder what that might be tonight. Some speculated Malik Monk. And here was Keon Ellis in the starting lineup with a team that was a 3 seed, experience for the most part, brought back together. That one surprised me. What was your take on kind of Coach Brown pulling that string?
Yeah, I mean, he made it clear going into this year it was going to be a egalitarian type system. Even though they accomplished a lot last year, that these titles were written in pencil, not pen, as far as roles, and that is bearing out. There's part of me that says, was that a mistake? Because then guys are uncomfortable and they don't play as loose. But it's a big boy league. It's funny. I just read a story yesterday about the Niners, just because I'm a guy who follows the Niners, and their GM John Lynch was breaking down all these different positions where they had battles and where guys that were a big part of what they were doing last season we're not seeing time right now. I mean, it's pro sports, so like you perform or you lose your job in your spot. So I think, like that part, they don't really get a pass on. Vasenkov didn't play last night. That's another one. So Mike's trying to mix it up. The thing that is going to be brutal and I guess a little bit more palatable because they got the Portland win. If this was a 4-game losing streak, that would be terrible news for them. And I'm glancing to my left because I have it on a different screen. As you guys know, you're talking OKC, Cleveland, Lakers, Spurs, who are not an easy out, Dallas, 2 games in New Orleans. I'm going to keep going until I see a sure win. Minnesota, Warriors, Clippers, Nuggets, Nets, Clippers, Thunder, Jazz. Maybe you give it to it. So December 16th is the next time that there's a team where you go, oh, they definitely should get that game.
Sam Amick with us from The Athletic. Sam, you mentioned the shooting woes. So Keegan Murray, 33.7% from the field, 25% from beyond the arc. Herder 34% from the field, 28% from beyond the arc. And then you have Harrison Barnes who's shooting 52% and 45 from behind the arc on 8 shots, which would be his least attempts per game in 10 years. It would be the third least he's ever played other than his rookie and second year on an upcoming Warriors team. Which is more worrisome to you? The guys who we know are elite 3-point shooters sucking at shooting threes, or the one guy that's hitting his threes that ain't shooting?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to talk to Harrison about that. Is he trying to get Keegan especially going because he knows he's a priority this season? Is he yielding because he's the vet who's on the back nine? I don't know. I mean, but it's funny because I mentioned that Utah game down the road. Obviously this whole season for them started with Harrison just going en fuego and having that huge season opener that made the night pretty easy for them. He had 20, whatever it was in the first half. And that's a fair argument that Harrison should be shooting the ball more. And there's been a few puzzling things like that. The second Rockets loss where I believe Sabonis took 4 shots. Like, I don't how does that happen?
Right.
And quickly, like, context there, it's funny. They lose the 2 games to the Rockets. I was talking to someone with the Kings who said, listen, bad couple days, but Houston might be better than people thought. Then Houston turns around and they just put a whooping on the Lakers. So, okay, fine. Houston does appear to be better than people thought, but that is the problem for Kings fans with the Western Conference this season, is that even the also-rans that you thought were going to be there might not be there. I mentioned the Spurs. Like, Spurs, if you told me they were going to finish the year 500, I would have no problem believing that. So there's no easy outs, and you don't have time for these kinds of, identity crises like the Kings appear to be having right now.
It continues for the Kings, Sam, Friday at home. You mentioned that kind of gauntlet they've got coming up, but it's the Thunder. It's the first in-season tournament game for the Kings. The league has thrown a bunch of PR behind this. How do you think that's gone so far? And just, I don't know, players, coaches, GMs, what's their thought on the first run at this in-season tournament?
I like it. I mean, you're right, Jay, that they are throwing everything at it. As a quick aside, I honestly couldn't believe what I saw on social media this morning. Have you guys seen the Hawks' latest promo for the in-season tournament?
No. Oh, no.
I had to check the account and make sure it was real. I'll give you the short breakdown and the G-rated breakdown. They have an OnlyFans spinoff.
Oh, God.
Yeah. The hot 5-on-5 action.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I hate that or really love it.
Okay, fine. The parents hated it. But I'm like, somebody in our athletic channel had just commented, like, my God, the league is so desperate for people to care.
Yeah.
I don't know if they signed off on the Hawks thing, but I'm very curious to see the court, right?
Right.
Tomorrow night.
What's that trophy going to be shaped like? Jeez, I'm watching it right now, Sam.
Are you?
The
mascot's doing some interesting things.
He's doing the gritty or something. I don't know what that is. Anyway.
Doing the dirty bird out in Atlanta. So the Kings, anyway.
Yeah.
Kings Thunder game. I'm curious to see the Golden One court. I'm probably in the minority. I don't know that I care how ugly some of these courts are. They're temporary.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact it's like, if you're gonna try and insist on, pretending that these games are different, then damn it, go all the way. And they are. You turn the TV on. And, it's somebody made the comparison to watching a Boise State football game where it's just like, wow, okay, this is different, and your mind immediately shifts towards, all right, fine, it's in-season tournament. So the first night, last Friday, I thought was fantastic. You had players, in my opinion, competing at a different level than they would have otherwise. The margin of victory that night, I think the NBA announced, was tighter collectively than any night in 10 years in the league. So a lot of very competitive games. So we'll see if that's the case tomorrow. OKC is a very good team. I'm excited to see Chet Holmgren, young fella who's playing really well, and SGA and that crew. And again, the Kings had better keep figuring their stuff out if they don't want to lose at home by 30.
Sam Amick of The Athletic with us. While I'm asking this question, grab your phone and check your mentions. I want you to see the new promo ad we created for you while you're on the phone with us. We'll be using this each and every week, and props to Christopher Laud. Did you see it?
I'm looking.
Chris did a really good job with this one, by the way. This could not have it's like a Family Matters theme.
I just
maybe make it black and white and throw some sheets. Would it be starring Sam Amick
or special guest?
Yeah, would Sam be the guy at the end that's like, and Sam Amick?
Yeah,
with Sam Amick.
With Sam Amick. Yeah, very
special. Yeah, I like the with because I'm very non-committal in general. So it's like,
right.
I might not be here next week.
You never know. You never know which episode you're going to be on. It's like Carla's husband in Cheers. Final thing for you. The Clippers are 0-2 with James Harden. Did they make the mistake of a lifetime? Will they ever win with that loser on their team? Sam, go.
I'm not going to name call like you child. I think I am in the camp that says I said this last night at the game talking to scouts. If the goal is conference finals and beyond, and I think it is, then I think my prediction is I do not see that happening. So that's the fun part about sports media. Just you can poke fun if I get it wrong, but I don't see it. It feels clunky. It feels ham-handed in terms of, I don't know, like the odds of 4 ball dominant. By the way, LA native players. And I only highlight that part because I understand from a human standpoint why they think it'd be so great to play together.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't see it. Austin Rivers had some good commentary on ESPN yesterday talking about the need for grimy role players to dive for loose balls and set hard screens and do all the dirty work. And he pretty bluntly stated that star players are not really known for doing that kind of stuff. And so you look at the game last night, I think Westbrook had, more than twice as many shots as James. It's just going to be an issue. It'll be clunky. Ty Lue's a very good coach. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't see it.
All right. Yeah. Well, as we wrap up, Sam, in the next sometime a couple segments from now, as we've been doing all week, we'll be giving away Creed tickets. And I'm curious. It's not till September. Any chance you, maybe Ryder, Landon, I'll bring my ginger. Maybe we get together, go see a little Creed, take us higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you much of a Creed guy back in the day?
My arms are wide open for you, my man.
Nice, Sam. Nice.
See that? It's a day. September 1st. We will be up there cheering our faces off. All right, dude. Appreciate you as always. Have a wonderful week. Please say hi to your wife and the rest of the family, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Be good.
Take care. That's Sam Amick. We will take a break. I got to be honest with you, man. I am hungry.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had my little Nutri-Grain bar, but
you need more?
I do. I think it's a Fire Wings night. I do. I
like that call.
100% like that call. And you don't have to make a call. You can just go to firewings.com and find the location nearest you if you don't know already, and make your order. Order them up right now at 8:23 in the morning. You can pick them up whenever you want. You want Fire Wings for lunch? Boom. You want Fire Wings for dinner? Boom. Go in there at 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, whatever. Skip the line. Just get your bag of wings and go. But it's not just the 21 different flavors. Here's Earl in the chat. That segment had me 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking, that's a great Creed call out right there. You see that? Love the Creed Underground. And I also love the fact that Fire Wings are soaked in buttermilk all night long. I do, just like Chris Roulon. It's tasty, it's tender, it's wonderful. Go to firewings.com, find the location nearest you. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings, just wing it. It's not third down territory for a reason. It's 4 down territory, and it happens in the Youngst.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to the newest technology with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Brace yourself for the chill this Thursday morning. Temperature starting out in the 30s. For the afternoon, expect mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Cooler temperatures mean it's time to reduce your outdoor water use. Water 1 day per week on Saturday or Sunday from November 1st through February 29th. Learn more about your home's watering schedule at sacwaterwise.com.
Did you know one of the worst things you can do is turn on your furnace after it's been sitting there all summer, gathering dust, without giving it a thorough tune-up first?
Think about it. What if your car had been sitting in the garage for 6 months without ever running?
Any piece of machinery that's been sitting needs to be tuned up. So call Bell Brothers. We'll tune up your furnace for just $87 and guarantee the results.
We guarantee that your tuned-up furnace will save you $87 on your energy bills. And we guarantee that your tuned-up furnace won't break down during the season, or we'll immediately refund your money. No questions asked.
Don't delay. Small problems that are easy and inexpensive to fix can quickly turn into big, expensive problems.
Call Bell Brothers right now to schedule your furnace tune-up at 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
As a business owner, outfitting your van fleet with Mercedes Sprinter vans is just smart business. Mercedes Sprinters qualify for a remarkably generous IRS Section 179 tax deduction. This means you literally can save thousands in tax savings. Family-owned Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has a dedicated Mercedes van department with trained commercial vehicle experts ready to help you take on any job. See our selection of capable Mercedes vans at mbofstockton.com.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlot with your Sactown Sports headlines. Sacramento Kings rebounded from their road trip with an overtime win over the Portland Trail Blazers, 121-118 last night. Domantas Sabonis led the team in scoring with 27 points. He also had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. Malik Monk also came up big with 23 points and a career-high 10 assists. The Kings will be back in action Friday when they host the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first in-season tournament game of the year. You can listen to Friday's game right here on Sactown Sports. Denver Nuggets stayed undefeated at home with their 108-105 win over the Golden State Warriors last night. Nuggets center Nikola Jokic led all scorers with 35 points to go along with 13 rebounds and 5 assists. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Free tickets later on this show. Maybe in our next segment. Who knows? You know what? Let's do it. 8:44. Don't call now. Don't call at 8:44, but we'll give away Creed tickets in the very next segment. I know there's people out there, and I mean, I'm not going to take offense to this, that maybe don't even normally listen to the show. They're listening for Creed tickets.
It's fine.
And I want to serve those folks.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Glad you're here.
Well, I know a lot of people are listening for 4 Down Territory. And we got that for you right now. Chris Relied. First down, please. Dun, dun.
Who you got tonight on Thursday Night Football? Panthers at Bears.
Al Michaels.
Yeah, it was coming back next year.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great, though, if Al Michaels isn't he just like 10 minutes away from pulling a Harry Doyle in Major League? And he's like, who gives a crap? No one's listening to it. Yeah, you know. That's what I want to see. I also want to see him do a bit where, like, what would be more interesting to you, Jason, if I told you these two things were coming up tonight on the broadcast? Panthers, Bears. But also at halftime, Kirk Herbstreit presents Al Michaels with, like, the biggest, most elaborate, beautiful veggie tray. Like, it's got everything from artichoke hearts to carrots.
It's got everything.
It's got a, what's the one that always gets me? It's got a doorman high-fiving kids of divorce. It's got
MTV's Dan Cortez.
Scotty. I mean, it's just, and then Kirk Herbstreit says, Al, I will donate $100,000 to the charity of your choice if you eat one of these vegetables on the air. Which, if I told you,
what was the other choice?
The football game.
Oh, so, the game itself, or Al Michaels eating a vegetable?
Itself, or maybe not eating, but Kirk Herbstreit. If I did a promo tonight on Thursday Night Football halftime, Kirk Herbstreit will present the most elaborate veggie tray of all time to Al Michaels and offer $100,000 to the charity of his choice if he eats just one.
Will he eat it?
Will he eat it? Tune in Amazon Prime to find out. Delivery free as always.
Football. I
think it might be the Al Michaels thing, dude.
Yeah. Which vegetable would he pick?
Right? Like, and they can't all be like.
I still don't believe him.
I think he has to have, as somebody snuck it in. Like, how many things do you eat in the course of a whatever that just, like, he's never had a chicken pot pie that has, like, peas and carrots in it?
Right. A soup that has.
A soup,
right.
Thank you, exactly. I just don't know. If you don't, so what is everything just meat and potatoes? Pasta? Meatballs?
Rice?
I mean, it looks like he's not, he's lived a long time.
Sure.
He's not in bad shape.
Yeah. What if that vegetable killed him? Like his body couldn't handle it.
Oh, there, that's morbid but interesting.
Wow, that's interesting.
The Al
That should be the title of the show.
Morbid but interesting. What if
Sam Amick?
What if he released a book called The Al Michaels Diet and just detailed like all his favorite non-veggie recipes?
Okay.
I heard once if you throw a bunch of veggies in the oven with some olive oil and you bake them until they're soft, and you put them in a blender with some seasoning and sour cream or cream cheese. You blend it all together and you spread it on crackers. It's a great way to eat kids to eat vegetables. But then I was also like, yeah, but you're adding all the other crap too. Maybe we can get Al Michaels to eat vegetables that way.
Maybe.
Either way, who do I have? Oh Christ, I don't know. The Bears by a pick six.
Give me the Panthers.
Wow.
Yeah, one win Panthers. They do have their starting quarterback, though. Bryce Young hasn't been that great. I'm going to go with the team with the starting quarterback.
And I'm going to go with the tie.
Yes.
Like 8-8.
Oh, that would be perfect.
2-2.
Like, would a 0-0 tie be?
It would be 8-18.
That'd be amazing. I know, right? The 0-0 tied be a scoregami, though, right? That's never happened, has it?
Don't believe so.
I don't think so either. All right. Second down, Chris Roulade.
Do you think that Bill Belichick is on the hot seat?
I do. I think there's too much smoke coming out of there. I think the Crafts are there's just too much you're hearing about. Oh God, who's the team talking? They were talking about trading for him, which has happened before in his career. It smells a little bit like moving on from Bill. And I think it'll be a mutual thing. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you, if they've already made the decision, if they've already talked to Bill about it. I don't think it's going to be Bill finds out a phone call from Bob Kraft in January. I think it's be something they work out. Look, Bill, we want to move on, but we want to do this the right way. So how do you want to handle it? Do you want to help us? Do you want us to help facilitate a trade for you? Do you want us to release you outright? Do you want to announce that you're moving on? We'll let you out of here. However you want to do it, we're going to do it, but we want to move on. I have a feeling those talks have happened.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just can't see it. Doesn't mean it can't happen. I feel like he's got the longest of leashes, but it's not like this is the first year of struggle. So there's been a couple years here. I just can't see it. So I'll say I don't think he is, but you made some good points. I can see it happening.
Also,
you can see it happening.
I could. And then I do wonder, in 20 years from now, I know we shouldn't keep going back to this, but let's say Belichick does move on or they move on from him. Does that further kind of are we ever going to have a serious conversation like Bill Belichick's kind of an okay coach and Tom Brady carried him?
I mean, I just think it's all together.
His record without Tom Brady, Patriots, Jets, Browns, is horrible.
Right.
It's horrible. It's McDaniels-esque. And I don't know. I don't think we'll ever
Kyle
know.
Shanahan better with the group he's had? I mean, he wasn't very good the first 3 years, right?
No.
You need the whole thing.
You
need players.
You're right. Third down, please.
Just a little update. 2 days ago was the 80th anniversary of the last 0-0 tie in the NFL between the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants.
The 80th anniversary?
It was November 7th, 1943. The game took place in the middle of World War II. And many NFL players were overseas after being drafted.
I remember. I had the Giants defense.
Can you imagine that? You're watching, you're all day, you go to work, you come home, you flip on CNN, there's a bunch of World War II crap. Then you go to watch a football game at 0-0. Then you wake up the next day and you have cholera or whatever happened back then.
I was watching that.
That was Wolf Blitzer's 10th year.
I lost such a wife.
Third down, please.
If we set the over-under on a half sack for Chase Young in his 49ers debut, which way would you bet?
Half sack.
Ouch.
I'm going to go over.
Okay.
I think he gets a sack.
Yeah.
I think he gets a sack and the crowd goes wild at Jacksonville.
They cheer for him.
Give him a sack on the day, so I'll take the over.
Yeah, I think there's too much talent there. I think he's going to be excited and aggressive, and they're going to let him loose. I'm going to take the over as well.
Let me amend that question, though, too, because, you never know. Maybe it's Chase Young that allows Bosa to get loose or whatever.
Yeah, but it's the Chase Young sack.
But what if I said to you the over-under on Sunday I'm going to give you for Niners sacks is 3.5?
I'll take the over as well.
I think it's going to be 4, actually. I think it's going to be right over them. Speaking of 4, fourth down, please.
If we set the over-under at half a snap for Aaron Rodgers for the remainder of the season, which way would you bet?
Under. Under for me.
If I knew what
you think he's playing again?
I believe that Aaron Rodgers will be physically able to play football by either the second to last or last game of the season.
Okay. So week 17, week 18. But is your question, are they in it?
That's the whole enchilada.
But if they're in it, why do you? I mean, you've made it without him.
Because you made it despite. Despite.
That AFC's good. It's loaded. A lot of good teams they'd be in contention with.
That defense is really, really good. But Zach Wilson has been so bad that Robert Saleh is getting crap for not going with Trevor Siemian. Since replacing Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson has failed to throw a touchdown in 4 of his 7 starts.
Is that bad?
He is ranked 31st out of 32 quarterbacks in total QBR.
So he's not last.
The offense has managed only 8 touchdowns, 9 in their loss to the Chargers on Monday.
More than 7.
Only twice have the Jets scored fewer than 8 touchdowns through 8 games. That was in 76 and 2020. And Robert Saleh said, quote, obviously, it's not the greatest show on turf. So I think if they're in contention, it would be despite Zach. Well, I honestly think, I don't think Saleh would even have a choice at that point. Not that I'm saying he wouldn't start Rodgers, but I think Woody Johnson and friends would override and be like, dude, we're paying this guy $100 million a year. Put him in there, bro. And by the way, I also think the Jets defense would full metal jacket, with the soap and the thing.
Yeah.
They would not. It would not work out well for Robert Saleh. So, all right, we'll take a break. When we return, who's hot? Who's not? And let's recap our 3 in the key from last night. We'll also give away Creed tickets at one point. And I am excited for it, even though it's September 1st, Jason, I am excited for this Creed concert. And even though it's in Wheatland, I got to be honest, I'm excited for the drive up there.
Yeah.
I'm strongly considering driving up there in a Hoblet truck, as many of you should as well. Because right now, there's a lot of stuff going on up there. Talking about Hoblet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Black Friday sales event going on all month, which means you're saving big with up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 crew cabs. No payments for 90 days. That means you can get your new truck today and not even make a payment until 2024. And there's new Rams starting under $30,000. That's one of the many reasons why Hoblet's the number 1 Ram truck dealer in all of California, number 3 in the entire nation. Big savings on the heavy duties. $15,000 off MSRP on the new 2023 Ram 2500 heavy duty crew cabs. That means you can get the brand new heavy duty truck you need starting at $45,995 and no payments until next year. Home guy is right. Get your new truck now at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center or search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices. Unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. Who's hot? Who's not? 3 in the key recap, Creed tickets, all coming up in the next segment, Mills.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He stopped the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I have terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
It's hot. Chris Roulette.
It's Chris Watkins' favorite rookie, Chet Holmgren.
Wow.
He has 15 three-pointers and 20 blocks this season. He is the second rookie all-time to have 15 three-pointers and 20 blocks over an 8-game span. The only other player?
Ooh, hold on. It's what is it? How many threes? How many blocks?
15 threes and 20 blocks.
And he's the second rookie to do this
in 8 games.
In an 8-game span.
Porzingis.
No.
It's a really good guess.
2001-2002 season.
01-02. Rookie. Bill Thompson. I don't want to say it because it's gonna my guess will just be like so far off.
Is it obvious, Chris?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who is it?
Eddie Griffin.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just going to say Eddie Griffin. That's insane. I was not just going to say Eddie Griffin. That would be it. Jason, how long, if we weren't allowed to leave until we said the right answer, but we weren't allowed to look it up, what time would we be leaving the building?
June of 2025.
Yeah, I don't know that I would. I don't even think I would have remembered him.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good job, Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Hopefully Chet Holmgren has a better career. No offense, Eddie. Who's not?
Keegan Murray and Malik Monk. The Kings got the win last night.
Won.
And they won, but Keegan Murray and Malik Monk combined for 1 of 13 from behind the arc and 8 of 33 from the floor.
But I can't monk.
But that's bad.
Is it? But glass half full.
Yeah,
it's bad, but they were able to get the win.
I mean, that's kind of where it's at. It would be one thing if they're doing everything right and just coming up short.
Right.
Their shooters are not making shots at all. I'm really worried about Kevin Huerter. I feel like with the few exceptions,
It's interesting that you're more worried about him than Keegan.
Because honestly, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is just a coincidence. I honestly feel like, okay. So I'm a huge Star Trek: The Next Generation fan. And for Next Generation nerds like me, we know that there's a line of demarcation in the series, and that is before and after Will Riker grew a beard. It's the same thing in the next in Deep Space Nine. The show is different before and after Captain Sisko shaved his head and grew a mustache and goatee. It's just a different show. And Star Wars people right now are nodding their heads wow, yeah, 100%. I feel like that Kevin Huerter's Riker's beard is the 3-point contest last year. I feel like Kevin Huerter, and I need to see
lost
some
the
splits.
superpowers.
Yeah, like something, and I could be off by a couple days, and maybe it has nothing to do with it, but it just feels like he went into that 3-point contest. And remember, he started out last year on fire for this team. And then he went in a 3-point contest. He didn't do great. And there were spurts here and there. There were moments. There were certainly games he had that were great. But it just seems like it's been a little bit different. And then, he struggled in the playoffs last year with his shot.
Yep.
He's kind of been under the Mike Brown, the Mike Brownoscope this year so far. And he just isn't right shooting wise. And the thing is, why I feel so bad for him too, is he's grinding. He's hustling, he's working on defense, he's trying to do the extra things. But the thing that really gets me, and this has got to be taking a mental toll on him, he's not bricking. they're in and out. They're just off the back iron.
He had a layup early in the game. You're like, nice move. Wait, what?
Yeah.
How did it go out? And like, it looked like it was going to go in.
100%.
Yeah.
And then I think he did have I think he passed it to the Sierra Nevada Lounge at some point yesterday.
I don't know what happened on that.
I don't either.
I hope it slipped out of his hands because I don't know what that was.
But he was arguably responsible for the most insane moment of the year last year, that go-ahead 3 against Utah. Biggest pop I've ever heard in that building. And it's like you're waiting for the montage music to kick in, and you're waiting for him to find his stroke again.
Yeah. And he had, in at least the home games this year, I feel like he's had an opportunity he could be 0 for 20.
Yes.
And the ball's in his hands at a big moment. There's a big shot, angle 3 in front of us. And I'm like, okay, come on.
Right.
And just like, if that could go through. And so he had one, I guess, against the Lakers. That was good and that they needed. But I'd like to see him make some shots.
And then with Keegan, I mean,
it's pretty prolonged for him too.
So
they're both not afraid to shoot, which I do like.
I mean, Keegan had a team high 17 shots last night,
but they got to start going in.
There is a term called sophomore slump, and it's there for a reason, and it does happen. It is a real thing, but I'm not ready to say that 7 games in. By the way, congrats to the Kings for finally winning a game 7. Too soon. But also, Keegan is prone to these. In his short career, we've seen him be prone to these slumps, whether they're elongated, like towards the beginning of the year last year, or remember, first, I think, 2 games of the playoffs last year, Keegan struggled
big time.
Then he figured it out, and you just hope it could be this Friday. Who knows when it'll be? But don't you just get and I'm not trying to be optimistic, Dave, here, but don't you just get the feeling there's gonna be a game here? Maybe it's when Fox comes back. I don't know. We're just every cylinder hits, and you're like, like when in Hook, when Robin Williams was revealed as Peter, like, oh, Peter, there you are. Like, I feel like they need their Peter. They need their Peter Pan moments. I hate all of you. 3 in the key, please.
Said it.
Kings Blazers.
What do they need?
They need their Peter Pan moment.
Okay.
How did we do last night?
Well, you know what? They got through it. They found a way to win. Let's see if we did just the same thing.
Round.
First category I asked you, me, and Christopher Laud was the top 3 scores and points for the Sacramento Kings. Dave, you were you tried something different yesterday. You said Sabonis would score 13 to lead the way, Monk with 10, Murray with 7. I said Monk 21, Sabonis 19, Barnes 14, and Chris said Murray 19, Sabonis 18, Barnes 17. The actual correct answer was Sabonis 27, Monk 23, Davion Mitchell 16.
Do I get like a half point because I called the scoring leader and second place in Sabonis and Monk?
Well, you were the only one to do that, I guess so. You begged for it, but you got it.
You know what? Sometimes arguing with the umpire does go your way.
We reviewed it.
We reviewed it,
and
got a half
call has
point.
been overturned.
Appreciate that.
We asked for made 3-pointers by the Kings. Dave, you gave us a very specific. You called your complete shot here. You said 10 of 33.
10 of 33.
I said 14. Chris said 17 makes. They were 11 of 37. Dave with another win.
I mean, I wasn't. Sad thing. This is kind of like the last night's Kings win. Like I wasn't.
You were trying to throw it.
I was trying to throw it, and I'm still getting W's all over the place.
Random stat. Let's see how you did on this one, Dave. You said Shaedon Sharp would have a career high 39 in a 113-97 win for the Blazers. He had 18 points.
At 18.
I said Keegan Murray would get a double-double. He had 9 points and 7 rebounds.
You were close.
And Chris said that Keegan Murray would light the beam. It was actually Keon Ellis.
He was close. Keon Ellis. Jason, I'm toying with the idea. Do you perhaps get the points
for
Keegan Murray? You said he would have a double-double. Keegan Murray last night, 31 minutes, took 17 shots.
Yes.
You didn't specify.
Yeah, well, I did. You're right. I didn't.
You didn't specify. Yeah. See, you argue with him. You get the half point.
We'll be better tomorrow, I hope.
I am. I'm not doing my Dave thing here. I'm really worried about tomorrow's game. I think it's going to absolutely come down to if De'Aaron Fox plays, and even if De'Aaron Fox plays, this ain't a guarantee. I like this Oklahoma City Thunder team.
That's your other squad.
That is my other squad. I've liked them since before the season started. I think they're building and doing the right things. They are 5-3 this year. They have won 2 in a row. And one of those losses, I believe, was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out. No, excuse me, I'm wrong. He was out against the Hawks. And hey, what do you know? They were missing by far their best player. They won the game, and they beat the Cavs last night, 128-120.
And he went off.
Their 3 losses, are to the Warriors, the Pelicans, and the Nuggets. I will tell you right now, if the Kings don't have Fox back Friday and the Kings play anything resembling, I mean, hell, if they just play a little bit better than they did last night, they're going to get run off the floor at home. I mean, they're going to get run off the floor by this team. It is not going to be a fun way to go into the weekend. They need to get up for this game, and hopefully Fox comes back. This is a really interesting matchup between those teams, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not looking forward to this Friday game at all.
And it's the Cup. It's the in-season tournament.
Well, the only thing I can say going for the Kings in that situation, they have not in the franchise history lost a Cup game.
They have not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect still.
1-800-920-1140 right now, because I've got a chance for you to take it higher. 6 feet from the edge, and you're thinking, I'll hold you now. It's Creed tickets. September 1st. Sactown Sports teaming up with Live Nation. Hit the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Looking for caller number 7. De'Aaron Fox's number. To win a pair of tickets to experience Creed live in Wheatland. Nope. Live in Wheatland. September 1st. Shut up, Chris. Of next year. That would actually, would you buy tickets to see Creed experience living in Wheatland?
You go to Creed's house?
This really sucks now.
He's watching Scott Stapp go to the Bevmo or whatever they have up there.
Mailbox.
Can I get some wine? That'd be great. 1-800-920-1140. I'm going down a rabbit hole in my head. 1-800. Look at the lines fill
They're
up
there
instantly for Creed tickets. God bless you, people. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. Please, as always, Chris, put the winner on hold if you would. When we come back, Niners at 9. Coach Wilks is moving. We'll tell you where. Next. I feel like they need their Peter.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Do you hear that? There's a new chicken town, Redbird Farms Chicken. You haven't tried real chicken until you've had some of Redbird Farms hand-cut, antibiotic-free, cage-free, vegetarian-fed chicken. Redbird Farms standards exceed the highest industry norms for quality, consistency, and reliability. And now you can find Redbird Farms Chicken right here at your local Save Mart and Lucky, California. Experience what real chicken tastes like.
Grill it, fry it, put it in parm. As long as you make it Redbird Farms.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
It's the model year-end sales event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Your Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday, 2 p.m. kickoff against the Cal Poly Mustangs. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlod with your Sactown Sports headlines. Sacramento Kings rebounded from their road trip with an overtime win over the Portland Trailblazers, 121-118. Domantas Sabonis led the team in scoring with 27 points. He also had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. Malik Monk also came up big with 23 points and a career-high 10 assists. Kings will be back in action on Friday when they host the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first in-season tournament game of the year. You can listen to Friday's game right here on Sactown Sports. The Denver Nuggets stayed undefeated at home with their 108-105 win over the Golden State Warriors last night. Nuggets center Nikola Jokic led all scorers with 35 points to go along with 13 rebounds and 5 assists. Reminder, all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Nothing, no details.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. So we will cross
That's
out
random.
today. Oh, bold strategy.
Yeah.
Man, I feel for Styles.
Why? What do you? Oh, you're being funny.
I mean, I was getting texts.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about his light the beam take yesterday.
Yes. And what went under the radar was he asked the question.
Uh-huh.
Nate was the one like, yeah, let's get rid of it.
Nate Littlefield?
Yes. He's like, oh, are we just going to keep doing it forever? Yes, Nate, we are going to keep doing it forever.
But the thing is, here's the thing about Nate. I know why he thinks that way. All right. Well, because, okay, so what does Nate want to be? Nate wants to be a filmmaker, right? And the worst thing you can do is eat the things that a chef likes to eat. The worst thing you can do is watch films that a filmmaker likes. The worst thing that you can do is listen to music that a musician likes, because they're all artists. And what do chefs make? They're not making, hamburgers and pizza all the time. You go out, you look at any like food show with badass chefs on it, and it's all like, what I have today is braised calf's liver with a side of tongue and some sweetbreads, which are glands. Like, they're always eating weird crap. Musician's going to play, hey, this is Octoon's Razor. They're a band out of New Zealand that they only play from the key of D. It's amazing. You're like, dude, this sucks. But from their perspective, it's amazing. What did I say? Music? Oh, a filmmaker. There's the movie's not entertaining. The acting's whatever, but just look at the cinematography and the way he shot the entire movie through a keyhole. Like, what genius. You're like, rad dude, can you put on ET or something like that I like?
Yeah.
So Nate's the same way.
ET is peak cinema for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good pull.
So with Nate's just naturally he wants to be a disruptor, and he wants to just kind of put that out there that and so I understand the thought process, but I don't understand why people need to overthink stuff. Now with Alan, who I very much like, and he's a member of our family, and anything that gets listeners to the station, I'm a fan of.
No lie, he is my favorite person to move to Sacramento for the Bay Area.
Wow, shots at Whitey Gleason. Jeez.
You know what? I'm not taking it away.
Yeah, I would say that.
Because if someone tells me like, oh yeah, I'm actually from the East Bay, but I moved here for blah, 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 get out of here.
Actually, shots at Kyle Madsen.
No, he went to Sac State. He's a Sacramento.
So all right. He's an honorary Sacramentan. But if it's disingenuous, I don't like it, and I'll call it out. I don't think Alan was being disingenuous. I think he was honestly asking a question, and I think of course he knew what he was doing. He knew he was going to get passion going. But I don't think we've talked about it before. That's I don't like the crap radio where people just come on and say horrifically controversial things just to anger everybody. That's lazy. I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he was legitimately asking a question. And boy, did he get lit up for it. And I don't think he minds, and I appreciate that. Just knock it off.
Knock off with your suggestions.
Knock off the whole lot. Why do we always have to try to, like, come on, man. We find something that works. It's rad. It gives people joy. Why do we have to start putting rules? I'll save that for the crowd. Just why do we have to start putting rules on it?
The guy sitting in front of me last night, he's like, I'm 21 years old. I'm a Kings fan. I have yet to see the beam lit at the arena.
Right.
I just want it to be lit while I'm here.
Why would we
big
want,
night for him.
Why would we want to take that away?
Right.
And, and a lot of times it's the same people that are like, let the baseball players celebrate. What's with these unwritten rules? Let them have fun. Let the players play. And then it's like, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's kind of a gimmick. It's, do we really want to light the beam? If it's I don't care. You know what? If the Kings go 5-77, then I want to see the beam lit 5 damn times a year. I want to glow in the beam. That's a big deal.
Those would be special beams if there's only 5 wins.
Very thick, girthy beams. I know this is Niners at 9, but I couldn't resist this, Jason. I think you probably caught this during the game. Bill Kennedy's a national treasure, the referee. And last night you brought this up earlier, the call and the key the charge that or the block that ended up being a charge or whatever the hell it was. Bill Kennedy, nobody calls replay decisions like Mr. Kennedy.
After reviewing the play, the defensive player was inside the restricted area, and we have overturned the offensive foul to a blocking foul on number 17.
He knows he's on TV. I appreciate that, but this isn't new for Bill Kennedy. Here he is earlier on national TV.
After reviewing the play is confirmed. 3-point goal. Review. The play has been ruled a common foul. Although we are in the penalty, it will be a 2-shot foul.
You know what? I'm going to talk to my agent about getting Bill some voiceover work. Well, guess who's going to tell us?
I can't wait. I love this.
Come on, Bill.
The floor is yours, Bill.
He knows he's on TV. He's solid.
Take the stage and do with it as you please.
After review of the play, it's been ruled a successful challenge by Orlando, and a personal foul has been charged to New Jersey.
That's old.
Uh-oh.
Brooklyn.
3.1. After reviewing the play, the foul has been ruled a common foul. Penalty situation.
Now,
it's him and Zach Zarber are the best. He had a line in the game last night, very specific, like you played already, but it was something, the call has been overturned. It will be inbound at the D, the meaning of gold, like where it's spelled out golden one. Could you be more specific where it's going to be inbounded?
If you know the name of the foul, press 1.
Okay, that's a great pull because I was thinking of airplane.
Yeah.
The white zone is for immediate loading and unloading. Like he knows.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're going to do the job right. That's what my
Right.
dad always used to tell me.
It's a respectable job.
What do you say? If it ain't worth doing right, don't do it at all. I think. There's some cowboy, Gene Autry or somebody used to say that. Yeah. Speaking of, then we'll move on to Niners at 9. I got to do this personal note here real quick. Sorry, everybody. Just give me a second. I want to put it out in the ether. My mom, as we speak, getting wheeled in for surgery. It is her third bout. Sorry. Really sucks when you can't keep track. I believe it's her third bout with breast cancer. She is rolling in for surgery right now. The prognosis is very, very good, but you never know. You always want to, surgery and all that. So I think they have the radio on there in the old hospital. I was texting with her during the break. Mom, I love you so much, and good luck. And you're going to kick ass as always, kick butt as always, Mom. So
yes,
love you very, very much. Niners at 9. Coach Wilkes, defensive coordinator. He's moving on down to the field from the booth. And I'm not football-y enough to understand. I've never Watkins gives me a glare. I've never been a coordinator before in the NFL.
You haven't?
I almost was. I was an assistant coordinator, but I don't know. Like, is it an emotional thing? Like where he's more plugged in with the players? I know he can't see better. You know, it can't be that. So is it more of like it's just easy to communicate with everyone on the sideline? Does Kyle want to keep him at arm's length and have more input? I don't know, but they're obviously making a pretty distinct change to how Coach Wilkes handles his play calling.
Yeah, so I just look at the track record. The last two defensive coordinators have now been head coaches in the league, but they were on the field. Yeah. Obviously, I think Steve Wilkes preferred. You generally give the coach the nod, like, what would you like to do?
Sure.
I'd like to work from the booth. I don't think their defense has been as good as advertised or as expected. And so maybe one of the tweaks was, hey, let's try this. Let's move you down to the field. This is what we've done before. This has worked before with a lot of these same defensive players. Maybe they feel more comfortable with that. Maybe you'll feel more comfortable with that. You'll still have another set of eyes upstairs for sure. And so, yeah, I think it's time to tweak it. And with adding Chase Young, with the defense and players they already have, Dave, there's really no reason this defense can't be dominant. I mean, it hasn't been, and that's what's been disappointing.
It sniffs a little bit, and I know this is a stretch, but emotionally, as a Niner fan, I feel a little bit similar to how I feel about the Kings right now. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what has been. I understand that Trent Williams is hurt. I understand that Deebo Samuel has been hurt. I also understand De'Aaron Fox has been hurt. But from a Niner point of view, we talked about this before. Last time I checked, Trent Williams was an offensive lineman. Deebo Samuel was a wide receiver. Neither of those play defense. So what is going on with this defense that is just stacked? They're not perfect, but they are as stacked as any defense in the NFL. Why can't they stop the run? What is going on? And now you add in Chase Young. If you look at the defense last year and this year on paper, this defense is better. It's better than last year.
Should be.
And it's one of those, again, I'm doing terrible at sayings as always, but what was the Sherlock Holmes thing? Like, you look at all I'm not going to get it right, but you look at all the available options and the one that's left is what the thing is. Like whatever's no matter how impossible it is, the option left over, that's how you solve the damn case or whatever. Like, in this case,
who said this?
Sherlock Holmes, I'm pretty sure. Okay. If they continue down this road with that crew, it's just got to be a roller coaster ride sometimes. Working across from my brain, then it's got to be Wilkes.
Yeah.
It has to be Steve Wilkes, which really shocks me because when they hired him from Carolina, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, he probably should have gotten the head coaching job there in Carolina. The players wanted it. He was known as, and still is, I think, known as a pretty tremendous defensive mind. And so you just thought, well, here comes another one, and Steve will come in here for a year, maybe two, and then off to his head coaching job, right there with Saleh, right there with D'Amico Ryans, and he's come in, and let's just be honest, whether it's his fault or not, through 8 games, this defense has kind of fallen on its face. I don't know what the answer is because they just plugged in Chase Young with Nick Bosa. Like, at some point, you got to look at the coordinator. So hopefully this is something that, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, they're fixing something, which tells me that is a tacit admission that they think something's broken with that defense.
Yeah, for sure.
Is why they made the addition as well. I guess the question also is not just this weekend, but, Jason, finally, can they, and maybe it's a little foolish for us to downplay this, but isn't the Niners' MO as of late, they start out of the box a little funky. They hit their bye week or right around the middle of the year. And then, remember like last year, they won out.
Yeah.
They won out after the quarterback change. Maybe we're all getting a little panicked for nothing. This is the annual Niners speed bump, and they're just going to go into Jacksonville and mash them.
It could be. I mean, I'd like to believe that. I don't know, besides hope on it. I think at this point, I thought the Niners, the way they're constructed, could win a game with their offense and or win the game with their defense.
Yeah.
And right now, I haven't really seen the defense do that for them consistently enough. Now, their offense has slowed down, but I think there's some reasons for that with Debo and certainly with Trent Williams being out. But assuming those guys get back, I mean, if they have to outscore everybody and get 30 every game, that's fine. But I think they've got enough elements defensively to win a game with 17 points offensively and win 17-9. I mean, I think they can do that.
Well, remember when we were talking preseason with, the uncertainty around Brock Purdy but remember all those talks we had that, gosh, how many times this year is the offense going to have to carry the defense to victories?
Mm-hmm.
Not how I had it drawn up whatsoever. We'll take a break. When we come back, Davion Mitchell was booted out of the starting lineup yesterday for Keon Ellis. If you want to look at it snarkily, Davion Mitchell lost his starting job to a two-way player. And the two-way player stepped up like we knew he could. And you know what? So did Davion Mitchell. He responded well. He visited with the G-Man last night. We'll hear from that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's amazing how a short drive can make an incredible difference when you buy a Mercedes-Benz. Family-owned Mercedes-Benz of Stockton invites you to take advantage of a special certified pre-owned Mercedes finance rate of 3.09% for up to 36 months. October is a great month to consider buying a pre-owned Mercedes. See why our customers come back year after year, generation after generation. Your best Mercedes-Benz car buying experience ever awaits you at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, mbofstockton.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Allison Chains bringing us back. Sactown Sports 11:14. And Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Christopher Laud will take you all the way till 9 o'clock and then 10 a.m. as a matter of fact. Depending on if you celebrated daylight savings time or not. Just want to shout out those who didn't.
Yeah.
Styles Watkins will join us in just about 10-15 minutes. Let's get to Tim, though, at 1-800-920-1140. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, David. I have a question for you guys. You guys are, the sport geniuses. Okay, so with, 2 sports, NBA, NFL, De'Aaron Fox out, huge injury. Daniel Jones, football out, huge injury. Which what do you think is the bigger blow to each respective sport? Losing a starting point guard or losing a starting quarterback? Let's just pretend that they are out with the same injury. But which one do you think it hurts the team more?
Thank you, Tim. It's a good question, but it's also an easy question. Quarterback.
Easy.
Now, I understand in a vacuum, the Kings missing De'Aaron Fox is insanely huge and has shown that, but there's no more vital position in sports than quarterback. A great quarterback can single-handedly lead you a long, long way. Not that De'Aaron can't, but De'Aaron, everyone needs help. Nikola Jokic needs help. Nikola Jokic isn't winning a title last year without Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray and on and on and on. That's just the way that LeBron James needs help. Right. And not that a quarterback doesn't necessarily need help, but let's put it this way, Jason. Give me Patrick Mahomes, and no disrespect, I'm just picking the last of the starting receivers on the Niners. And give me Patrick Mahomes and 3 Juwan Johnsons over
Jennings.
Juwan Jennings. I'll never get that right. Over Mark Rippon and 3 Tyreek Hills.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I just, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong here.
No, I'm with you on quarterback. There's less games. One, the value of the position. There's more players and more elements. I think a great star basketball player can carry a team probably better. Yes. But if we're just using generic point guard, generic quarterback, losing a quarterback is more important.
What if we're using name brand quarterback and name brand point guard?
Still a quarterback.
Okay. All right. Davion Mitchell's a name brand, the lottery pick out of Baylor. And then the jury is out on Davion Mitchell. I will be honest. I'm really confused about Davion Mitchell. I'm a huge fan of his work ethic, which was renowned coming in. Him going to Chris Paul's house for 4-hour film sessions and just living, eating, and breathing the game. And when you see Davion Mitchell, like when Davion Mitchell hits a 3, and you look at the whole form, Katie will mention all the time on the TV broadcast, when you look at his form, it's perfect. He looks like a guy that is very capable of scoring 30-something points on any given night. Last night, you saw flashes where he has beautiful court vision, made some great passes last night. And oh, by the way, and this hasn't really ever changed, he is an elite backcourt defender. But then with De'Aaron Fox out, look, I was as devastated as everybody else. But in this situation, when I first heard he was going to be out for a couple games, I went, you know what? That sucks. Thank God we have Davion Mitchell. Now I'm really curious to see. I know he's put in all this work. Now I'm really curious to see, how he looks back there. And I'm a little excited for him. I'm a little excited to see what Davion's going to show everyone. He was not great in either Houston game.
No.
He was not really great in the Warriors game. Wasn't terrible. So Mike Brown made a move. And honestly, when it leaked yesterday, when he said, I think in his pregame, somebody asked him about the starting lineup, and he said, well, we're just going to have to wait and see. Well, that told me he was going to make it. He was going to make a move. He's going to say no at that point. Right. So at that point, it's like, well, what's he going to do? I honest to God thought it was going to be Monk for Herder.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought it was going to be Monk for Herder. And if you'd asked me for the second one, I would have stretched at it, but I would have said, okay, well, maybe he puts in Vezenkov or Duarte at the 3. I did not think it would be Keon Ellis for Davion Mitchell. And you know what? Ellis responded. He doesn't jump out on paper, but defensively, he was fantastic. And I thought Davion Mitchell had his best game of this 4-game stretch.
That was not my favorite part, let's say, but I think, the guy who's technically getting benched by definition, but I thought they got a really good version of Davion, and it restored a little faith I had for him because I was, you start to question the team when you're playing like that. You question individuals. I didn't like the way he had played to lead this team, but much better last night.
No, and one of many reasons why the Kings were, especially late, able to stay in it defensively despite all the sloppiness. Off the bench, Davion Mitchell, 28 minutes. He had 16 points, 4 assists to go with 6 of 9 shooting, 3 of 4. I think he made his first 3 from beyond the arc. I know he had 2 early ones. I'll take that performance any day from him.
It hit a big 3 in overtime. The way overtime starts, Jeremy Grant right away hits a 3. Like, oh, man. And then Davion answered. And they're like, okay, Tie game again.
Jeremy Grant is one of those. I mean, obviously the body type isn't right, but Jeremy Grant is one of those. This for old schoolers here. He's a little bit of a Vinnie Johnson microwave, where he's one of those guys that if he's on, he's about as unstoppable a scorer as there is in the NBA. He's just not consistently on. And he's still a great scorer, but last night Davion visited with the legend Gary Gerald.
And we are going to get a chance to talk to Davion Mitchell. Davion slipping on the headset here, and we'll make sure that everything is good to go. A little assist there. You can hear the mic being adjusted. Trust you've got us okay, Davion?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, boy. How desperately did this team need this win?
Yeah, we needed it. Coming off a road trip, we didn't play well. We didn't play together. We told ourselves we're going to play well together today. We're going to play hard no matter what. We win or lose. And I think we came out, we fought. We played hard. Everyone played hard. Everyone contributed. And we came out with the win.
How much early in the season has the mental part of the game been tested for you and your teammates?
I mean, it's been tough. I think that, people expect us to win because of the success we had last year, and people don't realize it's still game 7. I don't even know what game it is, but I know it's early in the season. We got so many games left. And, I just tell people that, don't panic. We got to find ourselves. We're trying to play defense a lot better this year. So it's a new system for us. Trying to get easy buckets, but it's hard. But great teams, figure it out, and we'll figure it out.
What's the hardest part of the new system to figure out?
I think just playing defense and still playing it fast. It's tough because, we want to play fast. We also want to play really good defense, and it's tired of playing defense. As a defender, you know that, and you use a lot of legs playing defense. You gotta get over screens. You gotta take charge. You gotta be there for your teammates, and it's tough. I think that's why there's not a lot of defenders in this league, and people don't want to do it because it's tiring. But we're gonna figure it out over time. Our conditioning will get better. We're gonna learn each other's systems, and we're gonna be fine.
The crowd is reacting because there's been a new feature added to an in-house theme now being lit, as well as the one from the roof of the arena. So that's the reaction of the crowd you've been hearing in the background. I want to ask you quickly about this situation tonight where you came off the bench, you played 28 minutes, had a season-high 16 points. How good did it feel to knock down 3 of 4 from downtown?
It felt good. especially coming off a game I couldn't really buy a bucket. It was in and out. Just talking to Jimmy, man, telling me to stay in my shot and stay confident, and that's what I did today. I think just staying confident in my shot because I know all the work I put in, and they take those shots. They want me to take them. It's going to miss or make. At the end of the day today, it went in. So I feel good about this one.
Well, we all feel good about the fact that we can collectively draw a sigh of relief and savor a victory for maybe 40 hours or so as you get ready for a very tough Oklahoma City challenge on Friday.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to be the first in-season tournament game. Does that have special meaning for you and your teammates, Davion?
Yeah, for sure. Especially because it's new. I think everyone's excited to win this tournament. It's different. But, it just brings more competitive nature to us. We love the competitiveness. OKC is a really good team. Young team. They play fast. They score in bunches. They defend well. They got Chet. He can block shots. So we gotta be on our P's and Q's this game.
All right. We thank you very much for your time and congratulate you on the win.
Thank you.
They say in all radio studies, we've talked about this before, that people want to learn something so they can share with their friends around the water cooler. Don't know if you knew this or not, but fun fact. So you heard Davion Mitchell say we need to mind our P's and Q's towards the end of that conversation with Gary Gerald. You know how that originated?
I do not.
It was back in I think it was medieval times, if not a little bit later. And it's something that bartenders, when the patrons would get a little rowdy, the bartender would scream out, "Mind your P's and Q's," meaning mind your pints and quarts. They're beers.
Quarts?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we don't use pints and quarts over here, except for measuring paint and what was it?
Yeah.
From the SNL skit. Mind your
ice cream.
Yeah. Yes. Mind your P's and Q's. Was that Cliff Claveny of me a little bit? That was, huh? I feel like I was a little Cliff Claveny.
Yeah.
The amount of useless garbage information I have in my brain. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch? We got a couple of basketball games tonight, including one. It's not in America. It's not in Canada. Where are they playing? We'll find out next.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season? Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995? Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Brace yourself for the chill this Thursday morning. Temperatures starting out in the 30s. For the afternoon, expect mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Model year end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Red Hawk Resort Casino is the best place to go all in and all out. Go all in at our table games, then go all out to win on the area's only 3-story indoor kart track. Or go all in for our famous award-winning buffet. Then go all out at our state-of-the-art 18-lane bowling center. And now with a world-class sports bar and beautiful resort hotel. You can go all in for fun and all out for comfort. We're Red Hawk Resort Casino, official casino partner of the Sacramento Kings.
Your defending Big Sky champion Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday afternoon against the Cal Poly Mustangs. It's Military Appreciation Day at Hornet Stadium as we honor our local heroes. And don't miss the pregame flyover as kickoff is set for 2 p.m. Let's pack Hornet Stadium for the final regular season home game of the year as the Hornets strive for a 4th straight trip to the postseason. Don't miss any of the action or excitement of Hornet football. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Stingers up.
Awesome. Hey, babe, can you check the front door? My package is here.
Yeah, on it. Hey, are we still watching our show tonight?
New episode on Prime? You bet. That reminds me, let's hit Whole Foods this afternoon. We need snack supplies.
From package deliveries to entertainment and even fresh groceries, Amazon is in front of hundreds of thousands of customers every single day. Imagine what you could do if your business had that kind of reach. It's not a dream. Right now, you can take advantage of Amazon's expansive network to benefit your business. Unlock expert insights and tap into the full potential of Amazon. Simply text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105 now. Make the smart move. Text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105. Put the power of Amazon to work for you. Text DIGITAL, that's DIGITAL, to 916-766-5105.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Your Sacramento State Hornets are home this Saturday, 2 p.m. kickoff against the Cal Poly Mustangs. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines. I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings rebounded from their road trip with an overtime win over the Portland Trailblazers, 121-118 last night. Domantas Sabonis led the team in scoring with 27 points. He also had 11 rebounds and 9 assists. Malik Monk also came up big with 23 points and a career. He had a career.
Oh, we got breaking news.
You okay?
Christopher Lott have the giggles, and I don't know why. Can you say why?
I think I know why, but is it still from that?
Yeah.
Really?
What's it from? Can you tell me or no?
Yeah.
What?
I guess I'd like Chris to say.
Should we just get into the show?
Yeah.
Let's get into the show.
Let's get into the show.
What happened to the update?
It's screwed.
I think the updates are going away.
I like this.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, download me. What's going on here?
Okay, well, to the best of my knowledge,
Kyle isn't helping because he's laughing so
he's
hard.
still laughing. I didn't think it was as enjoyable, but it was my reaction that I guess they saw that. So it started with someone called in nice enough to say, what was the factoid, Chris? Oh, Chris kept saying, he was like, okay, I'll pass it on to the guys. Then Chris hung up, and I'm like, well, are you going to pass it on?
5 Sacramento players are playing in tonight's Thursday night football game today. All from Sacramento. All played high school football here.
Oh.
And I didn't know that, but I was trying to guess a few, so do a little back and forth.
Chuba Hubbard.
Is that right?
Montez Sweat. Went to Canada.
You're making
No, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Couldn't name one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaq Thompson.
Oh, Shaq, except for Shaq Thompson. Yeah. We knew that one.
Anyway, I know there's more, but so then I said, just out of nowhere, I said, it was cool a couple weeks ago, and I think it was a Monday night game, and I think it was it was the Chargers and the Raiders. I said Daniel Whelan was punting from the Chargers to DeAndre Carter of the Raiders. I go, that was UC Davis to Sac State. And then Chris just, with a loud reaction, just kind of jumped on that comment, and
I just yelled, "Oh my God, who cares?"
and I just kind of he's totally startled me because he went from like a volume of 3 to 10, and he was really close to me, and they all laughed. They thought it was really funny, and Chris couldn't get it together.
He's such an A, dude. Seriously.
But it kept him. That was like 2 minutes ago.
But then he's in the update.
Yeah, it was
just
long done.
Randomly lost it.
Well, if you can still hear Kyle's still laughing. Like, this is the funniest thing in the world.
One of these days we're going to have because I would have to think about it for a while, but are either of you like me in the following sense that like your biggest nightmare is that you'll get the giggles at the absolute worst time?
Yes.
And you've done it before, right?
I have a terrible story about that situation.
Is it airworthy?
Yes.
Okay, please.
I went to a Christian high school, Sacramento Lutheran High School. Mm-hmm. I'm the most famous person from that high school.
Shout out.
Shut it down.
So it's like right before Easter. Uh-huh. So we all go into chapel. We're all sitting there.
Do you know the story?
So we're all sitting there like nothing's happening. Uh-huh. The pastor's there. He has not said a word. Everyone sits down. Everyone's quiet, just waiting. And he just says, just like I did, like I yelled, "Oh my God, who cares?" He just says, "Look, everyone, Jesus is walking down the streets, down this way. Our Lord, thank you." And it was so startling. Like my only reaction was to laugh. And we are front and center. We are in the front row.
No.
And it's these dumb high school. It's like 4 of my friends, and we all just start laughing, and we're trying to just stop because we know we're not supposed to laugh. We all keep it together. Uh-huh. And then then he stops talking, and then there is one kid in the back of the room just goes, Were you there when they crucified my Lord?
No.
And it was over. Like teachers are coming to us and saying, like, stop.
Did you get?
You guys need to stop right now.
Were they trying to not laugh, or were they really angry?
We didn't get in trouble for it because I think they're like, okay, we get it, guys, but just calm down.
And Chris's laugh is one of a kind.
Well, that's the thing. Did you have this similar laugh when you were in high school?
Oh yeah.
There's not a low volume to that one, is there? You can't squash that one.
How is watching a comedy in a movie theater with Chris? Is what I was.
It's great.
Is it?
There's a couple movies that unfortunately, I didn't think either one was that. There was one that was hideous, and this was my
draft day.
No, I purposely sat between Chris and Sean Cunningham.
Oh no!
Two of the great laughs of all time.
Two of the greatest Sacramento laughs.
One
in
movie
history.
was so bad, so bad. The only part I laughed at was them laughing. And I'm like, okay, this made it for me, but the movie was terrible.
Yeah, we've only seen two movies together.
Yeah, one was funnier than the other.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Okay,
that was fun. That was the funnier one.
Oh
and
God,
Holmes and Watson.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, the
John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. I was excited, like those two.
Oh yeah,
it was not good.
How does that miss?
Oh, it was awful.
Is that just one of those at that point where they can throw a script at anyone?
That's what
and
I
it
think
gets
they
funded?
did.
Yeah,
and I would watch it. I'm like, these two, it's gonna be great, and it was not good. But there was like one or two scenes where they laughed hard. I'm like, all right. I didn't even think it was that funny, but you two make it funny for me.
That is a cringy story.
Yeah,
can't do that, man. Not in school
or church.
What you can do is play football in Mexico City.
Yeah, or basketball.
That too. Hawks and Magic tonight. Hawks Magic, Mexico City. I'm very curious about something, Jason. So let's take a look. The Atlanta Hawks are in the Eastern Conference. They are averaging 122 points per game. The Orlando Magic, also in the Eastern Conference. By the way, both 4-3. They are averaging 108.6. So you would think tonight the over-under would be, let's say 130.6. We're just adding the two.
Or 230.6.
Yeah, that too. Let's do the carry the one. Okay, 230.6. What would I do with
I'd take the over.
Tonight's over-under is 231.5. Here's what's interesting about this. There is I have a friend who likes to bet a lot. And one of the deep dives he did last year is something about the under in basketball and football games played in Mexico City. Like his hit almost because Vegas the bettors haven't adjusted for the fact that the elevation's like 7,000 feet and everybody gets super tired and they don't score as much and thus hit the under. I'm really curious. I want to remember this for tomorrow. The over.
I'll have to ask him if they're going to bet
230. My friend.
Yeah,
my friend's going to be all over that.
Oh, really? Oh, you already know. Oh, wow.
That will be his big bet tonight. As a matter of fact, it'll just be the under on that game. You shouldn't bet.
Doesn't care who wins.
Doesn't care who wins. One-headed gambler. Atlanta is favored by 3.5 at this one. Although technically a home game for the Magic, but. The over under 231.5. I'm really curious coming in tomorrow. Let's see if that under hits or not. We will take a break. Also, Panthers Bears tonight.
Yeah.
Over under on that one's probably like 7.5. Jason, we're going to break real quick. What is the over under on the Panthers and Bears tonight?
Bears is going to be 39.5.
I got to be honest, man. That is really impressive. It's 38.5. No.
Off.
Circle gets the square.
Okay.
You're off by 1 point on that. That's actually really, really good. We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk with Styles and Watkins. We'll do celebrity birthdays and more. Don't go away. We wrap up the show after this.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon.
This holiday, trade in any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium, Apple TV 4K, and 6 months of Apple One. All on us with unlimited ultimate. Act now. Visit Verizon.com. 6 months of Apple One, then $10 per month. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Apple TV 4K and Apple One offers require eligible phone purchase with activation on unlimited ultimate. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for details.
Individual rates, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's going on at Hoblet this month, Chad?
We're celebrating the Black Friday sales event all month long, which means you're saving big with up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 crew cabs with no payments for 90 days. That means you get your new truck with no payments until 2024. And we have new Rams starting under $30,000.
That's probably why you're the #1 Ram truck dealer in California and #3 in the nation.
Well, that, and because we also have huge savings on heavy duties too, with up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 2500 heavy duty crew cabs. That means you can get the brand new heavy duty truck you need starting at $45,995 and no payments until next year.
Well, there you go. Get your new truck now at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center or search Select and Save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$15,000 total net savings on $1,500 after $11,000 factory rebates and $4,000 dealer discount. 5 of this net savings. Under $30,000 VIN number 527379. $15,000 total net savings on $2,500 after $10,000 factory rebates and $5,000 dealer discount. 5 of this net savings. $45,995 VIN 502146. Rebates include $1,000 case construction bonus cash. Must have purchased eligible case equipment from qualifying dealer. No payments for 90 days through Chrysler Capital.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross.
All right. Wow. Well done. Yeah. 24 hours from Friday Fun and Games have already started. Good morning, Mr. Stiles, Mr. Watkins.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning.
How are y'all?
Great.
Good. Well, you should be, because today is National Louisiana Day. It's the home of New Orleans and Lafayette and Baton Rouge and other cities too. Best food in the country, I believe, is in Louisiana.
I would agree with that.
100%. Have you been before?
I have not.
Gotta
No.
go to New Orleans.
Yeah. My grandma goes all the time.
Does she?
Great.
Tag along with grandma.
I know.
You know,
I always wonder what she's doing down
Take her to
there.
Bourbon
Like,
Street down
what
there.
What is she like? Yeah, is she heading down Bourbon? Let's
Chris
go.
will probably crap her style.
Probably.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Go to Frenchman Street, watch some jazz, hit the Garden
I
District.
went to New Orleans when I was 16 years old at a Lutheran youth convention.
Oh,
dude, that sounds like a
Time of a life.
Amazing.
Imagine going to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And 30,000 youth Lutherans were in the town.
Wow.
Two youths.
Did they run out of booze? I mean, that sounds like a blast. By the way, you were 16, statute of limitations is over. Did you sneak a drink?
No.
Wow.
You didn't sneak.
No, you just openly
Here's
drank.
the thing, though, that like parents think it's like, oh, it's good to get all these church kids together in the same place.
Yeah.
In hotel rooms with very little.
Nope. It's 100% not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea whatsoever. Today is National Scrapple Day. Not Scrabble. Scrapple. This is, I think, an East Coast thing.
Yeah, so I can
right?
speak to this.
Yeah, please do.
Because being my wife's from middle of PA, and yeah, it's a big thing. I'm not even really sure what's in it. It's kind of spam adjacent in a way,
It's
with
a
a lot
mush of
yeah.
pork scraps and trimmings,
Yeah.
combined with cornmeal, wheat flour, and spices.
To
Isn't
me,
that a hot
it's
dog?
just white people chitlins. That's
White?
what I think it is.
Oh, so it is. It's there's caucasity to it. I didn't know if it was.
I don't quote me on it, but
Okay.
that's how it reads to me. Right in
okay.
Chicago, I'm with my dad's family. There's chitlins. I go back to PA. There's scrapple. She is not, and both of them, neither of them like it. So just words. You don't have to fake it anymore. Pennsylvania scrapple is probably not good. I can't speak to it, but I smelled chitlins, and you know, my dad said, I was like, Dad, do I need to try it? I'm at my aunt's house. He goes, I don't need it.
No,
So, you don't got to fake it anymore.
The East Coast is weird. My dad's a New York, New Jersey guy, and he's always looking for it's something called Taylor ham. It comes in a log, and I guess you fry it up with eggs and stuff. And this is what that sounds like a little bit. But you're right. It sounds disgusting. Pork trimmings is usually like nose and beeholes is what it is, but that's a hot dog, right? That's pretty much what we're eating.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
It's
what
a
I
hot
understand.
dog.
Yeah.
Dog dinner.
Yeah, it's like a dog dinner. All right. Spotlight on Alan the Grouch over here.
Wow.
So it was interesting. It's always interesting when a host has a take that is so interesting, or a question that is so interesting that I actually several of us got texts, not just tweets.
I'm sorry.
No. Look, a host's job is to provide to engender passion, to create content and conversation, and I don't have a problem with that. And I said this earlier on the show. I said I have a problem when it's artificial, when somebody's just arguing to argue or putting out the take to get web hits. And I don't think you were being artificial. I think you were asking a legitimate question. Is there a point we get rid of the beam?
Right.
And the answer is no.
Sure.
Overwhelmingly no.
Yeah. The question, which Chris, being a Sacramentan, number one, like you said, it was a question, and I never even gave a take because I love the beam. And that's how we led into it. I said, I love bat flips. I love how, they're putting on jackets and different hats and baseball.
Some of your best friends are beams.
Some of my best friends are beams. Some of my best friends are beams. Right. I would have voted for Beam for the 15th time. My question was, I didn't know if it was being marketed as a shtick or now a tradition, like flying the W. And I think we all asked that question. I don't know. If it's a tradition, then what are we talking about? It'll never go away.
I think it's the typical thing where the franchise they stepped into gold, no pun intended, and then it's kind of like, let's see which way the fans go. Like we talked about today, they went from the defensive player of the game chain, now it's a defensive player of the game crown. I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, stick with what works, but they went out and got it sponsored, and that's where it's going to be a tradition. If they can make money off of it, it's going to be a tradition. But with the beam, whether we, and some people say, well, what if we only win 10 games? Okay, then we light the beam 10 times.
Right.
It's fun. People love it. It works. Screw it. The beam's here to stay.
Well, knowing Kings fans too, it's like
what?
Just don't put rules
Don't
on
put
it.
you can't leash the beam.
I tried to tell Alan about that.
Right, but I'm not going to,
I
like you said, and I
already
said I'm sorry. I'm sorry because some of you guys got texts. I'm not sorry for asking a question, right? Because that's just
But
not
you
what.
know what you're walking into when you do that, right? I mean, I'm not saying you did it maliciously,
Sure.
but you're the guy from the Bay Area.
So that's the other thing we talked about. If Chris asked that question, or if one of you asked that question, it's probably received differently.
I think if I asked that question, I think it would be one of those where people would actually text me and be like, "Are you being held hostage?"
Yeah, or do you know something?
Yeah, exactly. Like I would never ask, but there's nothing wrong with asking the question. It's just you asking the question, right? Because everyone thinks you're the Warriors double agent and you're coming here from the Bay Area. And in case you haven't realized this, and I'm sure you have at this point, I don't need to tell you. And I say this, being a native Sacramentan, I feel like it's family. You can rip on family. That we are incredibly there is a little brother complex here, and on top of that, I think there's also a little bit of it's like diet xenophobia. It's not complete xenophobia, but it's like we don't like anyone else. We don't like other people telling us what to do. We don't. If you don't like it, well then I like it. And if you like it, well then I don't like it. And screw you.
Right.
You're stepping into that. What I appreciate is you didn't tiptoe up to it. It was like Wile E. Coyote when he goes through the brick and leaves like a Wile E. Coyote outline in there. And you know what?
It's just funny because people were just saying, and it's crazy because I said about 1 million times, this is going to be the most controversial topic. And people were just astounded when I actually said it. I told you it was going to be controversial and you're welcome to have it. And to be honest with you, Twitter is such a small percentage of real life.
It's a cesspool.
When we did the segment, it was great conversation. We had great calls. We had great texts. And then on Twitter, where it's keyboard warrior time, everybody has a lot to say. But nobody said anything during the segment. It was a great convo. And I'll do it again.
And Nate wanted to get rid of the beam. Just saying. Yeah, Nate was the only one who actually wanted to get rid of it.
But Nate's stupid. Celebrity birthdays and birthdays in general meant to be spent with family and friends. Nothing brings family and friends together better than crumble cookies. Coming up today on Styles and Watkins, should we punch babies?
Ooh.
I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, them going in the races last night. Those babies needed some. What was going on with them?
I think mescaline. I think someone. Yeah.
Oh, hey, sorry. Happy birthday to Cisco.
Captain of the Deep Space Nine?
Song.
Oh. No. Cisco is 50.
He did have silver hair, so it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
You know what? I was Cisco for Halloween one year.
Yeah.
But my mom wouldn't let me dye my hair, so I used Vaseline and baby powder.
I used to all the time, too. How old is he?
48.
54.
49.
45.
Oh, young Cisco.
Wow. All right, let's go with Incredible Hulk, the original, Lou Ferrigno.
Ferrigno was 79. Can you believe that?
82.
I would have said 74.
71.
Christopher Lott for the win, 72.
Wow. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Well, listen, our thanks to Kelly Brothers. Our thanks to Sam Amick. Thank you, Christopher Lott, Jason Ross. Coming up on Styles and Watkins today, I don't know, but I'm tuning in.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox.